Welcome to a Delco Nerd Network podcast. I'm your host, Anthony Ragucci, and here with a few friends to the Delaware County area, we get in a basement and we talk about a certain topic. Today's topic is going to be the Game Awards 2021, and of course, our Games of the Year here at the network. Before I intro our panel today, if you're watching on youtube.com/Delco Nerd Network, which I hope you possibly are, but you could be listening on a podcast app, not seeing us.
I mean, that's great too.
Just hearing.
It is, yeah. Like we appreciate it.
But we've upgraded the set a little bit, like a lot. One of the items that has been here since like day one, Trio. We've officially every piece of equipment besides the house we are in is not original.
No, that is true. It's weird to think about. I mean, how we've been here for we've been doing this for what, 3 years now? 4 years at least.
I think we just went on 4.
Yeah. So I mean, it's about time.
Yeah.
No, but we made it.
So
I mean, this table. I mean, we got to give a shout out, obviously, to Emma. With that, what's her company name again? Right now,
Emma McKelvey.
I keep thinking it's
the House of Me.
It is House of Me. I keep
Yeah.
still saying her old name by accident. When I say
So
old company
we've been bitching about that table for like ever. I feel like it's on some podcast, but we finally we were kind of looking around, seeing what we could do because we want to get a new table. We kind of wanted to do something. Just different, something to accommodate the space a little bit better, and also just like an upgrade, And I've ordered things from Emma before. One thing for my sister for her birthday, and she does like sort of like wood crafts and stuff like that. That's a very general,
it's very general. It's general. It's hard. I'm trying to think of how you.
She's an artist.
Yeah, she's an artist. I mean, she makes everything from. She made this table to.
A businesswoman with her own thing
a
going on.
Professional wood shopper.
Yeah. I would like just
No, yeah, and that's
if you have a word for it, shout them out.
If you want some cool custom woodworking gifts made, I think she would be the person to go to.
Yeah,
absolutely,
Emma is awesome.
Yeah.
She
major shout out.
She made she made this thing from scratch. She painted it. She fucking put the legs on it. Yeah. She did everything with it, and it's incredible.
We'll link her stuff below.
Yeah. So that way you can from here on out, pretty much every podcast will have like table by House of Me, and then it will be her Instagram, which is like House of. If you look up, I don't think it's exactly House
right now
of Me or the House of Me, and I think there's like an underscore in there. But her info will be in the description of every podcast.
Yeah.
So
the exact one is the House of _me.
Yeah, I knew there was an underscore in there.
That's on Instagram.
If you are looking for a homemade craft for your loved one for the holidays or for a birthday, and you're local to the area, and maybe you're not. She said I was talking to her. I think she said she's shipped, but go to Emma, guys.
Check her out. Yeah, seriously.
And if you're local to the
amazing
area,
job, stellar job.
If you're local to the Delaware County area, she will hook you up. Again,
absolutely.
Emma. I feel like as a few podcasts will be shouting her out, but thank you so much for this table.
Absolutely.
Because now we're much more comfier.
Yeah.
Of course. Let's start with the triple threat himself on the panel today. You know him. You love him. Chris Trio. What's up?
Gooch, good to be here. Fantastic. Thank you. Please stop. That's too much.
And
guys.
clapping to my left, returning for his second time, Delaware County's own Jon Caywood. Say hi, John.
Oh, yeah.
No, he said say hi, John. God damn it.
I already messed up.
Yeah, the last time John was on was with Returnal, so it's been a few months, but I'm glad you're back, man.
Thank you.
And, of course, Delco Airsoft himself, Tom DeFulvio. He's back. 2 in a row.
Thanks for
I
having me
love
back.
to see it.
All
How
right,
many?
guys.
So how many? You've been on 3 now?
No.
2.
4.
4?
Yeah.
I feel like you've been on a lot more than I think
He's
you
go. I
actually
feel like
have.
you're coming up on who is the all. I mean, we got Chris on, but he's a co-host on fucking Re3s. Like, of course, but like,
favorite guest territory.
well, yeah, just like most recurring. I mean, Ian's been on a lot.
Penza's
been on a lot.
I would actually like to count it up to see what the
I'd be really
count is.
curious because you might be approaching. But yeah,
I'll get there one day.
Hey, we can all dream.
Yeah.
So we're here to discuss the Game Awards, which we're recording this the Friday, pretty much, literally like 24 hours later after the Game Awards. And before we jump into the actual awards, we're not going to go over them all. So similar to how we did last year, we're going to be like, the awards we like can't really talk to, or like nobody has any sort of opinion about like the esports stuff.
Yeah.
We're just going to skip over. We're not even going to bring it up.
I think that's the way to go.
We're going to talk about the awards, that we obviously like want to talk
and
about.
basically just the sick stuff that happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the announcement.
The
But
announcements and all
first,
that good
before
stuff.
we talk about the awards, of course, John and Tom were at the watch party last night.
Yep.
We watched the entire show, trio bits and pieces.
I'd say I'd watched a good 70%, but it was on while I was playing video games once I got home. So like some of the interspersed stuff I really wasn't paying attention to, but all the big things from I think like 9 o'clock on I saw.
So overall, what did we all think of the show?
It was pretty cool. Like it was I was pretty surprised. It was better than usual, I feel like. But
I would agree.
But it still had the same amount of very corny and cheesy weird things in
The
between,
one-
which is
yeah.
like absolutely why I watch it.
Like the Nate Hill thing. That kid kept
they
coming
like
up.
kept
Who is
showing this guy
guy?
Nate Hill like 5 times. I'm like, okay, back to the games, please.
Yeah, like who
And then
who is
Jeff's
this
like
dude?
bringing out this like walking like barrel.
Oh
I was like,
wait, you
what is
didn't like that?
No, that was sick.
Oh yeah, that
I'm
was
just
that
saying, like, you
the
gotta
pot
have
from
like,
fucking Elden
when
Ring.
you're
Oh my
ready to
God.
watch the Game Awards.
Yeah.
The first thing you're thinking of is not the awards. You're thinking, what kind of shit is Jeff Keighley pulling this time?
Right.
Sure.
That's,
What kind of
I agree with
crazy
you.
Yeah.
stuff is coming out?
Right.
Because it just, once they're over, everybody starts making the meme videos and stuff.
It's
Yeah.
true.
And that's like sometimes even better than the Game Awards.
No,
it
that's
would-
true.
Yeah,
It spawns all that stuff
Like
out of it.
Joseph Ferris, when
Yes.
the fuck the Oscars moment, I
Yeah.
think is probably one of the biggest Game Awards
But of course,
memes.
none of that would happen without Jeff.
No, that's true.
Yeah, for sure. Jeff is, like not a one-man show, but the Game Awards wouldn't happen without him.
No.
Absolutely.
John, what do you think?
I thought the first half of the show was hot. There was a lot of stuff going on in that first half. A lot of big games
Big.
being revealed or re-revealed in that first half.
You were really up close to that one.
I really
Dude,
appreciate it.
I'm still in the green, dude. I'm watching the meter. I'm in the green.
No, I love it. You're keeping it well within the range. I gotta give you credit. You can lift it up a little bit if you want.
Yeah,
though.
like,
you-
don't like feel like
You don't have to.
I don't want to mess anything up.
No, that's all right. Do not do what you feel.
I also like this.
Yeah, you're like hunched over.
That's just
Yeah.
his style.
Yeah,
So that second half.
Yeah, the big reveals is why I watch it.
absolutely.
The awards, probably like most people, are secondary for me.
Right.
I wanted that Hellblade. I wanted that Alan
We
Wake
got
2.
the Hellblade.
Got the Alan Wake too.
That's pretty much all I was hoping for. But then I got Forspoken, and I got another Somerville trailer.
And Cuphead.
Cuphead, I wasn't thinking about, but then I was happy to see it. A lot of stuff checked my boxes and checked
We
boxes
got
I
that,
didn't know I had.
The Polynesian girl game. That's like the Breath of the Wild, Last of Us.
Oh, like
Prey ripoff. It's
Ch-
like 7 games
Chia
in
Oh,
one.
yeah.
or like
Yeah,
Chia.
that game looks sick.
We just turned into a cop. We're like prey.
Yeah.
Like, instantly. We're just like, what
and
is
then
this
she
game like?
literally has like the Last of Us guitar controls.
Oh
And we're
yeah,
like,
no.
Okay.
Well, is it a PlayStation game?
I think
Yes.
so. Yeah.
Yeah. I think
So
it was in-
they just like stole that.
So funny, but
Yeah.
it's like looks really cool.
For all we know, there's like one.
And you
or
can
like,
turn into a shark.
Yeah, that was like a big thing that they just like
Yeah.
started
The
to throw
shark
in.
games recently. Interesting.
Well,
not there was one other shark
This
game.
this one you
But-
can just like transform or
Into,
like
like, whatever you want, yeah.
like inhabit your soul in an animal or something. I don't know like
Because
what
it started with like the parrot.
yeah you can.
That's really. Was this earlier in the show? I think I might have.
This
missed
It
it.
was
towards
like in the
second
middle or
half,
something.
Yeah, middle,
Okay.
second half.
I think you
yeah.
could also be a cup. Is that what the Prey reference was?
Yes,
That
yeah.
must.
She
Yeah, you can
turned
be a
into-
cup.
She turned into a coffee cup.
Yeah.
And
Was
we
it
were
a
like,
coffee cup or she turned into a lantern and then like flung herself
I don't know.
Yeah.
at like
Whatever.
enemies or something?
Was it a
and then,
Green
like,
Lantern?
No, it was an orange.
Yeah, I got him. I
Alternate
got
universe.
someone.
Well,
That's all I wanted.
the Green Lantern was mentioned in the Suicide Squad trailer.
That's
Oh,
true.
So,
So we'll
God.
bring it. But no, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Anything else, John? Just generally about the show. I mean, we're gonna be talking about it a bunch, but I guess
no, not at the moment.
Trio. I know you don't love award shows.
Generally speaking, yes.
What-
I
what-
actually have I don't mean to sound high and mighty, but I have a disdain. No, I really like the Oscars. I don't really give a shit about the Grammys. I don't really. I'm
you're
not
like
a music
Joseph
person.
Fares.
What'd you say?
You're like Joseph Ferris.
Who is
The
that?
Oscars.
Oh yeah,
What do you
exactly.
mean,
Yeah,
who
fine.
is that?
I missed it. See, there's certain like
Trio.
I'm
God damn
out
it.
of it here. I'm sorry, guys, but genuinely, I give the Game Awards a pass because it does feel a lot more. Well, I'm trying to think of the word. I don't want to use genuine again, but genuine. Like, it feels like Jeff Keighley really cares about the industry. It feels like a celebration. It feels in line with the general, what I feel like I can't remember the last time I watched a set of Oscar movies by accident before the Oscar movies are announced. It's usually like they're announced and I'm going to go and watch most of them. Whereas like Game of the Year they're usually games I've played most of. And I think that kind of speaks volume to like the general, like it does, I feel like line up, but no, I thought it was really cool from what I saw. I think it's too long as usual. I get why. I feel like that's the nature of the beast with these shows.
Better,
and like
dude.
you do like there are those weird little moments. Like even the part where Waller came out live action, the beginning just felt weird. Like everyone didn't realize what was happening.
No.
Oh yeah, we didn't even say like Sting just started singing.
Oh my.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Which was
and the music stuff I will give him is usually really cool.
I
Like,
love
there's-
the orchestra.
Yeah.
The orchestra's sick. Yeah.
Lauren Balfe is, like he does like all sorts of shit, shows, movies, games.
I may have rose-colored glasses, but I still think my favorite one was the one where they announced Skyrim. Like I know that was back when
that's
it
a
wasn't even
VGA.
like, and I feel like I remember that being like, I remember it was like kind of short, and I was like, that whole show, I was like, whoa. And I feel like it's long. I think there's a point to that, but overall, I enjoyed it, and I thought we got some really amazing announcements that I would just rename.
Yeah,
again, but,
we got a lot
really,
of
really amazing.
Yeah, we got a lot of cool announcements this year. And I going off of what John said, I think the second half was kind of weak. I enjoyed the show.
I agree.
I always enjoy the Game Awards. I always enjoy like the effort that Jeff puts into the show. So I don't like shit on it too much. I like Jeff. Jeff's my homie. I think we would get along if we ever met. Me, him, and Kojima could pal around for a little bit.
What if you met them and they just hated you? Like for no reason.
if
Like
they-
what would you do? Like would you still be like? Because that would be like if I met.
Yeah,
I guess that's why they.
I'm
I
trying
guess
to
that's
think
why
of
they
who
tell
might
you to
hit
not
on
meet
Kojima.
your
what if there was like a Jeff and Kojima signing like at the same time, like they were both in the same booth, and Gooch comes up, and for some reason they automatically know Gooch, and they're just like, "Fuck you,
They
Gooch.
just
Get
scoff
the
at
hell
him.
out of here." And
Like
he's like,
explicitly by
Yeah.
nickname. No,
Yeah.
no Anthony. Gooch.
Get out of here, Gooch.
That was like when Phil we were talking
"Yeah, that's
about.
my favorite joke of like the night."
What
was
would-
that like someone like Gooch is in line for something to the Game Awards or something like that, and like the person like stops everything, and they're like, "You, Gooch, goodbye." And there's like
out.
20 other
What
people
were-
there.
Phil made like a comment about like some girl. Was it Sydney Goodman?
Yeah, it was
Because I was like,
Sydney
oh,
Goodman, yeah.
I've seen her in real life. I
Yeah,
said that
right.
twice to two people. Because she was at PAX and I went to like their Game Scoop
Yeah.
panel and Phil was like, oh, would she be like, oh, Anthony, like and she was like, and I was
First
like.
we were doing Anthony.
Yeah,
and then you
and
said
I was
something
like, I was like,
and
it's
we turned
weird.
into
I was like, it's weird that you're calling me Anthony. I'm like, well, why would she call you Gooch? I was like, I don't know.
so good.
Why would she call you Gooch? That's pretty good. Oh God.
But anyway, yeah, the Game Awards. I don't know. Jeff was on Twitter Spaces earlier and he was kind of talking about it. And one thing he was like, a lot of people were giving him critiques, which I like. Like, we're not even like 24 hours after the show, and he's like, lay it on me. What'd you like? What'd you dislike? And I think one of the things that he made it abundantly clear is like, timing is hard. Do we cut awards or do we cut announcements? How do I cut it down? Or like, not that he was asking that, but he has a point. Is he going to cut reveals or is he going to cut awards? Like, where would he take the time away from? And that was kind of like, it makes sense why it's 4 hours, because I guess he wants to have the reveals and he wants to get in the awards. And then a lot of people were critiquing him because a lot of awards were kind of just like,
Could we do a little bit of both? Maybe I don't know. Like, is there an option in between? Like,
Forza won for best sports and racing and another thing. And I don't know if you noticed, but like when it won one award, they said it won another, and I don't think I realized that.
Yeah, I did.
And
I
I think
think
it's
I
like,
saw-
okay, like what awards are we gonna do that
Well, that's
for?
why they do. That's why they do that like pre-show with Sydney Goodman, and they still have the timer counting down for like a half hour, and she's just doing awards basically.
Yeah,
And
like
they
the
did a couple world premieres there, but it wasn't like the
Je-
official show.
And Jeff was like, well, a lot of the esports people couldn't come out anyway, so
Yeah.
it made sense. And I was kind of thinking, I was like, I guarantee a lot of esports people who are Korean or whatever and not here aren't gonna come. So
Like, I feel like the esports awards could be like just cut entirely, and I feel like they could do like it would be cool if maybe they did like two halves of the show. Like he starts out with the awards, and then they get it all out of the way and goes, now it's time for the reveals, and they just do like 2 hours or like an hour and a half of reveals.
see, I feel like there's a like
they would
need to
never get that.
They
hour.
need to
That
balance
first
it.
hour and a half
Sick.
would get dick in the way of viewing.
Yeah, they need
Like,
to
they'd be
balance it out.
Yeah. Again, I think there's a middle ground there in the way of like
yeah,
maybe
it was
there's some
pretty-
things you don't have to reveal. Maybe there's some things
It was pretty
that
balanced
you
this time.
that you don't have to show awards for. You know, but no, it does, again, the 3-hour thing on a Thursday is tough for me. It
He
is.
probably should have moved it to a Friday.
Maybe.
Yeah, I
That's like-
enjoy it. I enjoy having like a fucking full basement this year of people, and we're all eating and hanging and drinking and kind of just enjoying the night. Like that's really why I like it.
No,
Because
I like that
the-
too. I would like to do that on a like if we could have done that tonight. like I
that'd
just
been
like
sick.
on a Thursday night, it's
Sure.
just tough, you know. Like especially when I'm half hour away is not a
Yeah.
lot, but it's enough to just be annoying after work, after school.
I will say I had off work today, and I'm glad I did because I slept in until 9 o'clock.
Wow.
And there's no way I'm doing that if I had work. You know what I mean?
No,
Yeah,
no.
and I guess well, I would have done it anyway. We go out to movies on Thursday nights.
But we're back when we go see a movie. We're back by like 10.
Yeah, I know, but like
Just depends on when it starts.
10 o'clock can be pretty late.
That's true. But
You know,
if you get right to bed, you're up by 6 o'clock if you get a
Right.
full 8 hours.
Yeah, well, sometimes you get a little 9-hour action.
Oh, I
You know
like
what
that.
I
I
mean?
pre-
You know what
I
I
have
mean?
to get an 8-hour action or else I get migraines. So
I'll
it's
tell you
not-
what, if I'm going to bed at 10 p.m., I am waking up no later or no earlier than 7.
All right. That seems reasonable. Yeah. Like if you're up at 6, then it's like, man, you're really early. Like,
Yeah,
you're just
that's
like,
how I feel.
You have a full day before your day starts. That's like 6 hours. Anyways, Gooch, I'm sorry. Where are we going?
no,
What's
it's
up
okay.
next? So yeah.
It's all right. We were talking about sleep. It's all right.
I
We
love
get
it.
sidebarred here. You know, we got time. No
love it.
rush.
No. Let's start. No.
Excuse me.
That was a good one.
I didn't want
And
to
I
burp
bet
in the
people
mic.
love that.
I didn't want to burp in the mic.
Even just offhanded, they were probably like,
Cindy,
that
go
sounded
guttural.
delicious.
It's a Friday night. We're podcasting. We're drinking. You know, the new table. We're christening
You're drinking.
it. So let's start with some of the
Rhea's got
awards.
vodka in there.
What'd you say?
When I was getting shit faced on the podcast
Oh my
with a full
God.
bottle of vodka.
Oh my god.
I black out
good.
drunk by the
Straight.
end of the Game Award
Just trying to
podcast.
hide it from you in the Gatorade bottle.
So, first award that we're going to be going over, the most anticipated game. We have nominated Elden Ring, God of War Ragnarok, Horizon Forbidden West, the sequel to The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, and Starfield. Our winner, of course, my vote, and I would agree with Elden Ring. Guys, what did you think should have won most anticipated or what shouldn't have been on this list? What's your thoughts? What are you looking forward to?
What was the
next
list
year?
again? I'm sorry. I heard.
Elden Ring, God of War, Horizon, Breath of the Wild sequel, Starfield.
I feel like that's a pretty good list. I would say.
Yeah.
What would you guys say would be your winner?
It's like just knowing how the gaming community is. It's like obviously Elden Ring.
Yeah, and it's
Because
so
of-
close.
Yeah, it's like it's coming
That
out
does make sense,
finally
yeah.
in like 2 months. I mean, I could easily see it being Breath of the Wild 2 as well, but like, yeah, like
That you're
Right.
probably just getting like volume of Nintendo users.
yeah, like right now
like-
it's just clearly Elden Ring, like
Yeah,
no
no,
question.
and it's funny because like even like my personal choice on there out of those, if it's just those games with no time, if you're not even talking about like
Right.
time frame, would be Starfield.
Yeah,
But-
I would,
Sure,
I
But
would
like,
probably
but like,
say-
it makes
far
more.
out.
But that's what I'm saying. So it's almost like,
Right.
why is that? That's so.
Right.
That's next year.
And like God of
so,
War
like,
again
that's
is, I think, in my opinion, too far out. Horizon, I think, is like I'm just
but the-
not.
but
I
the
said it
thing
last
is, like-
night. I'm not excited for Horizon. Like I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna play it.
Yeah.
I'm not excited for
yeah.
it.
It's
Right,
because I really did enjoy
the
that first
thing
game
is
too.
that
yeah.
like we pretty much know what we're getting with Horizon and God of War.
I agree.
Right.
I don't know how. I mean, I'm not really into Elden Ring, so I don't know
Yeah,
like, how
so-
much they've.
I mean, to an extent, we know what we're getting
Right.
with that as well.
There's just
Yeah.
some like
so
more
I would
open
probably
world
pick
elements,
Starfield
right? Yeah.
too, because Starfield they've only been showing like concept images.
Right. We have so little. It's
And
That's
hard,
what I
I'm just,
mean.
It's hard to
saying,
be
like,
super hyped.
Dude, if I'm getting like, you know, Elder Scrolls like better than like Elder Scrolls Fallout 4 style on different planets and
In space.
in
Yeah.
space, there's different towns and stuff I can walk around in NPCs.
No, I mean it does sound
You know,
like
they could be like, fly to this planet, go pick me up some cargo, bring it back, like stuff like that.
it is funny
be
because
really cool.
I agree. Like they released a video a little bit ago,
Yeah.
and it was just Todd and his like I guess
Right.
the people talking, and I was like, I'm so excited. You
And
didn't have
they
to
did
show me
have that
anything,
one,
and I
like-
hate
I
it.
didn't
Like,
listen to that stuff yet.
It's
I'm
really
kinda,
cool.
I'm kind of waiting for it.
They
No,
did
yeah,
have
yeah.
that one, like the reveal trailer was like in engine or something.
yeah.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
so you
And if
get
it's
it.
gonna look like that, it looked pretty good, and it looks better than Fallout 4.
No,
Oh,
it did.
I mean,
So like,
it has to. I mean, I think Fallout 4 is a pretty average game. It's not
Yeah.
great, but it's not terrible.
I don't think it's that great.
Yeah.
I told you, I don't know why I really enjoyed it a lot more the second time around for some reason when I played it.
I like
still,
every- I
the
like every-
dialogue options is like Gooch point. At least he pointed
Yeah.
that out to me. The first time around really is the thing that
I
kicks
liked
that game
everything
for me.
about
Yeah.
that except that the main character had a voice and the story. Of,
Yeah, that kills it. The
You know.
voice.
No, yeah, I do think that's-
looking for your
so-
baby. Like it's the same story as Fallout
No,
3,
I
just reversed.
it's funny. I'm playing New Vegas right now. Just being
Yeah,
able to
like-
have that.
Like,
yeah.
literally.
Come up with a new story, guys.
Yeah.
Figure it out.
like,
No, I think they need to do something pretty different with Starfield in that narrative department for sure
yeah.
for the main story.
no,
But,
they definitely will. I feel like. I think it's gonna be kind of like. It's gonna be like Outer Worlds, but just grander.
He said Han Solo Simulator. To
Who said
describe
that?
it? Todd Howard. He said that those was our
Big
two.
T?
Interesting.
He said
T?
that, and then there was another one that I thought was very cool, but I can't remember. This was like a
Well,
while
that'll be
ago when they
fucking
first
that'll be so
announced.
sick if you can pick like different jobs or something.
Well, I mean,
that's
see-
what I'm like looking for them to do.
And like when they were talking about like how ships are gonna work, and like again, like just the way we're talking about this,
Yeah.
that is obviously the most, at least for me, that's the most anticipated game. Absolutely,
I can
and I
understand
think
it.
time frame wise, that definitely affects
Right.
this award.
It just makes sense.
yeah,
that
you're like I'm in
wrong.
because this is more within reach. I'm very much
Like,
anticipating.
considering that as like like being the main criteria, obviously it wasn't, but like
No, yeah,
as far as like knowing about the game,
Yeah.
Starfield has that mystery.
it does.
Right.
Yeah,
and like it
it's tough to
just
beat.
like
yeah.
it ignites the conversation, whereas like with all the other games,
yeah.
yeah,
we know what we're getting.
We know,
yeah.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah, like literally with all of them. And Starfield is like the real mystery.
yeah,
You
like
know what I think would have been better?
I'm surprised they didn't put Elder Scrolls up there.
See, but even
that's
that's
even
that's
farther
way
out.
too. You know what I think would have been a better option?
Elden Ring
Suicide
won
Squad.
last year, by the way, as well.
Really?
Yes.
Like I feel like Suicide Squad would have been a better option within that category because I feel like that's definitely more within. I guess if we're going by time for like obviously that's not the main criteria.
I'm
like we're
curious
saying.
what I mean, they vote on this, so
Yeah. To me,
it's
anticipation
industry
is, like,
voted.
would be like a year or two in advance.
Yeah,
Like
that
things
makes sense.
that you
Yeah,
just
it's more
don't
like
know anything about. Like, you're
Right.
like, holy shit!
Yeah.
I want to see that.
Yeah, maybe Jeff can like give him, but
Anyways,
it has to be 6 months plus. It
Anyways,
can't-
this invalidates the Game Awards for me, so I will no longer speak about now. Okay.
So next up, we have Best Multiplayer. We had Back for Blood, It Takes Two, Knockout City, Monster Hunter Rise, New World, and Valheim. It Takes Two took this home. Everything else on this list, I feel like, is very niche.
Yeah, that's
Except
very-
for Back for Blood. Back for Blood just wasn't what it needed to be. You played Knockout City, John.
I did. I also I played like 2 hours of Back for Blood as well. Those are the only two games I played on that list.
My brother's like all about Valheim. I think that's the
Valheim's like a Minecraft
yeah. My brother's all about
survival,
Yeah.
builder thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I like.
This is big on Twitch. Sorry, John.
Gotcha.
Go ahead.
I guess like most of those games are like would be more like co-op rather than
I mean,
That.
especially
They
It
are
Takes
odd-
Two.
Yeah, they're very
Yeah.
odd
like
choices. for
Knockout
that
City
category.
is like the only like PvP. Like I don't know how Valheim is necessarily. Like is that like PvP?
It is like
I
I
think it's
think
might
so.
be PVE.
I think it's only PvE.
Right.
Okay, yeah, so it's interesting how like the multiplayer like bracket is mostly co-op games.
It's very strange.
Well, think about what came out this year. I mean, Halo Infinite was too late.
Yeah.
Battlefield 2042 is not good.
Yeah, everything else is like
Call of
just
Duty
like
isn't
your
good.
yearly.
Trying to think of any multiplayer games that came out this year, and
Right.
there weren't any. So
Sure.
They should
Yeah,
put
there really
Halo
wasn't
in
a
there.
ton.
this year, and I mean, I guess that we haven't really stated it yet, but this year was kind of like anyone could win these awards, and there was no like definitive games that were like last year, Last of Us, Final Fantasy VII Remaster or Remake.
It's funny to
like
think
those
that Last
games
of
were
Us
just
was
like
last year.
Yeah.
That's mind blowing for some reason.
Is that like
I agree.
What? Last year? What? Like no.
In the yeah, I guess because
yeah, we reviewed that in July, and
Yeah, so
Yeah,
then
it was-
that's
it
a
was
year. So
May.
it's like it's coming up on 2
I think it
years
was end
out.
of May. Yeah, I think we ended up reviewing it in late June, probably.
Right.
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
Dude, they should have put Hell Let Loose on that list. That is
So-
the best multiplayer game that's out right now.
It's just a shame that like that game is like very niche.
It is, but like these other ones are niche. And Valheim's
I was gonna
not
say
even a-
I haven't played many of
Valheim's
these at
like
all.
not even a
Valheim's
multiplayer
very
game.
popular.
Like,
New World
yeah,
is
it
and New World is the big MMO this year,
And
I guess that-
Knockout City is like an EA game.
Is it?
and it's
Yeah.
was on PS
What?
Plus. It was
Really?
free.
I
It was
think
accessible.
It's either EA or I'm I'm blanking. It's probably not an EA game.
Did they didn't
something
have
else.
like a best FPS, did they?
No,
I didn't do like FPS or like best third person shooter, like anything like that, right?
Not that I know. Yeah, the
kinda
Knockout
strange.
City I know is they're backed by
weird.
like a big
Yeah.
some sort of big company.
Big conglomerate.
Big conglomerate of companies.
This was a
Oh
weird.
yeah, no, it's published by EA. I was right.
Okay. Yeah, this was like again, Monster Hunter Rise. I feel like if it was Monster Hunter World, I feel like it would have been a different story. Like the spin-off Monster Hunter game, like
Right.
I don't know. Like It Takes Two, like kind of just makes sense. I feel like it is just the better game out of this. I feel like if anyone
It does look so aesthetically cool. I will say
it would have been Valheim.
it's gonna stop looking at my hands on the mic. I know it's gonna be what it's gonna be.
You shouldn't have moved it.
No, well, I need to
is it
lean
moving?
in because I had to lean. Like the whole point of these things is that we should be able to move.
Breaking.
Yeah, I know, but like it's the first one. We're breaking in the arms, guys. All right.
Yeah, so
Fucking
you're gonna
lay
see
off.
us a little. Goose
Lay off.
Wow. Anywho, continue.
I like how you're like booming it though.
Well, this is what I want it to be. This is where it should, because I want to be able to lean on the table. You know what I mean? I don't want it to like. It kind of sucks if it's all the way back.
Let go of it.
It's gonna go up. I can feel it.
Yeah. You gotta
I know. I got you.
unloosen them all and then little by little do each one. Yeah, but you can't keep doing it.
is.
You just have to let it go. Like mine is staying.
No, I know. I would like to be able to lean up on the table a tad.
Well, like-
continue. Let's continue to talk about the Game Awards, gentlemen.
All right.
God.
I'm gonna bring this up for one specific reason, mainly because I think you have a point about it, Trio. Bet Sports and Racing. We have F1 2021, FIFA 22, Forza Horizon 5, Hot Wheels Unleashed, and Riders Republic. Forza Horizon 5 was like a big deal this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I downloaded it honestly because I have Game Pass, and I was surprised at how much I enjoyed it. I haven't played it a lot since. Or I haven't played it a lot in the past couple weeks since I got like Halo and stuff like that since that came out. But no, I really think it's a lot of fun. I've never enjoyed a racing game like this, and I think for it just being driving, it spices it up enough to make it fun to kind of go around, and it's an interesting kind of open world. And yeah, there's really meaty car stuff if you want to get into that too. Like if you want to like tune your car and like want a specific torque on the turn or whatever, like all that stuff.
It has the simulation style
Absolutely, yeah.
driving that you can with the difficulty settings.
Yes, it does. And like with all the drivatars and stuff like that, you can change your certain like difficulties, and then it'll bring in harder enemies and stuff. Enemies, you know what I mean? But yeah, no, I gotta say, especially for me not being a racing fan, I have thoroughly enjoyed it. And you know, I'll probably pick it back up again at some point. And it's not free with Game Pass. You pay for Game Pass, obviously, but you know, it's good.
Yeah, I also installed it just to see if my computer could run it. And it could at 1080p. And yeah, I'm like, I haven't played a car game since Need for Speed Underground 2 on PS2. And
Yeah.
What was
it's
it?
like a good one.
Need for Speed Underground 2.
Oh my god!
On PS2.
Last one I
Yeah.
played was Need for Speed Hot Pursuit.
So that like predates Underground 2.
Most
All
Wanted's
right.
the best one.
Yeah.
Which one?
Most Wanted on
Okay,
PS2.
yeah.
That one is like incredible. And
Yeah.
then you should play Need for Speed 2015.
Yeah, you know,
Why?
Why? Yeah. Listen,
Here
if
we
you
go.
like Need for Speed or cars or anything, play Need for Speed 2015. It's like Most Wanted on PS2, where the cutscenes are real actors,
Yeah,
Which
Aaron
is
Paul's
so
in it. No,
cool.
Aaron Paul's in the movie.
and it's so
Yeah.
corny.
That
You
is
like
just
go to
amazing.
the bar and drink soda from like red Solo cups. You're like, grab a monster, bro. Come on.
this is the one
And
where
it's just
you
like
can-
I don't know what it is about that, but I friggin' love it.
You were just about it.
It's just so sick. And then like the whole story is that like you're in the endless night and you gotta win the race challenge.
Yeah.
And like the sun never comes up. And like so every cutscene, like you can play this for like 10 hours. Like it's a pretty long game. And
Sure. Do you
every
want me
cutscene-
to help you with the arm?
No, it's okay. I got it.
All right.
Yeah, we're in.
Should I
this is-
continue?
Yeah, I'm sorry, Tom.
Every cutscene, they're going like, I got you, bro. The night's young. And it's just, I don't know what it is about that.
Dude,
but
it
it's so
reviewed
funny.
very
Like, they
poorly.
make
The
it
night's
scary.
young,
for it.
pal.
It's, I'm telling you, play that if you
my
like Need for
gosh.
Speed. It's so sick. And you can tune your car just like you're saying.
Yeah, no,
Forza.
that's yeah.
You can do like every individual piece of your car. You can paint it, put logos on it, and then they put your digital car in the back of the cutscenes behind the real player.
Okay.
So they'll walk in like the foreground and be like, "Nice ride, dude." It's just
I
like,
do
so
remember
cool.
this.
It's
I do.
so sick. Like whoever thought of this, like it's unbelievable.
I love the littlest things. Like,
But
get
it's
you
only,
going.
but it just kind of sucks because they never upgraded it, so it's like only like 1080p 30 frames. But
It does suck. Like that's
if
one
you
thing
can
about
handle
this
that,
gen-
just go play it.
Yeah.
because-
And yeah, I feel like that when they put the Forza, the latest Forza game on the Xbox E3 stage, you know that game looks like sex. Like,
No,
you
it
know,
does. I mean, it looks really good. And-
it is a
Yeah, Forza's
display of
sick.
fidelity and graphics, and
Yeah.
like that's what those trailers are meant to do. Period.
It's cool. I saw
Absolutely.
the map. of
Whether you
Forza,
like
it's
it or not.
It's like
No, yeah.
both sides of Mexico. You can go from like coast to coast.
Yeah.
So sick.
Oh yeah. Oh, you
go
mean
from,
from
like, the-
Forza? Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Duh.
from the
That's I
Gulf
keep
of
forgetting it's
Mexico
in.
to the Pacific Ocean. It's pretty cool.
No, it's. I didn't even realize that. Yeah, duh. It's a real place. I'm like, yeah, they're saying Mexico.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck.
Yeah.
No, it's a beautiful map. It is. It's fun to ride through like all the backcountry stuff and things
Yeah.
like that.
And you can just drive off the road.
Yeah,
right?
you
It's
can
really-
go wherever you
so
want.
Sick.
And it took me a little bit to kind of get down like how you're supposed to drive in it with like how the arrows help you, like you're supposed to slow on the red and then like stuff like that. And I was like,
You're committing
oh,
like
once.
blasphemy. People will probably shut those arrows off. in,
Yeah.
like,
Oh
1
no.
second.
I'm right in there. I'm like, fuck you. Give me that stuff right away. I'm new. But no, I definitely feel like I think though I could turn those off now, and now that like that's a good way to kind of teach yourself. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like they have a lot of user friendly things going on. in that
I know
game.
my
So-
coworker hooked up a forced feedback wheel to it.
Really?
So like when he like hits the wall, it's
yeah. Oh
spins
my
out
god,
some.
that's probably
Yeah.
sick as shit.
You have to like fight the wheel. It's
Oh
pretty
my
cool.
god. Wow.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. Next up, best family. What?
Nothing.
My reaction.
Find another
No,
game
no,
for me to rant about.
no. I just finally got the mic is literally
Yeah.
just where it was before.
What's the next game I'm going to rant about? Keep going.
The best family games, guys.
Yeah.
It Takes Two, Mario Party Superstars, new Pokemon Snap, Super Mario World 3D plus Bowser's Fury, and WarioWare. It's funny. Nintendo had this category in the bag, and then It Takes Two came in and just took it away.
They were just like,
It was
give
fuck-
it to me,
fuck
bitch.
you, Reggie.
Yeah.
Did they win that?
Fuck you, Doug.
Did he win that?
Yeah,
Fuck you,
It Takes
Doug.
Two won best family game, which is
cool.
interesting because it's. I
mean,
would
I
agree
guess.
it is a family
Yeah,
game. It
like-
it's not
It's
like
a family game for adults.
right. Yeah, like you can play it with
older-
your kid, but like
Yeah.
only you are really gonna understand
Right.
the
Yeah.
story of that.
Yeah, I feel like this should only go to Nintendo like every year.
Yeah, I think that's why it's there. To be honest,
That's
Yeah.
literally why Nintendo.
But like,
exists,
It
is to
Takes
make, like,
Two
family
is an
games.
accessible game.
But if someone can steal it from them, we should celebrate them.
Yeah, that's pretty. That's
Like
a pretty
it-
big feat.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I totally agree. Yeah.
yeah, and it's funny. Nintendo is either irrelevant at the Game Awards, or they have like the last time it was Odyssey and Breath of the Wild when Switch launched, and like those were
yeah, I
like,
guess that makes sense.
Those were like
It's funny that like Pokemon Snap
Up
is a
top.
family game. It's like strange.
I mean it's whoa. See, hit the leg.
It happens.
Sorry.
no.
Yeah, you're good.
I mean, see, but now that there's a leg like in the middle of, I just gotta get used to it. I'm
No,
sorry.
yeah, you figure it out.
What was I talking about?
We're talking about family games
Yeah,
and Nintendo
Pokemon
being
Snap is a
fucks.
family game.
Yeah.
Right.
That means Africa on PS3 is a family game.
Oh my dude. Don't
Africa-
even go there.
Africa on PS3.
Do not go there.
What is that?
This is the next game that I'm
That's
gonna.
his literal favorite game of all time. Don't get him started. Move on.
So basically, it's a photo safari game on PS3, and you're just in Africa, and the animals look look real.
I'm
and
not
it's
gonna lie,
the
you-
sickest game.
You just convinced me to be my favorite game of all time.
Dude,
Like, so,
I'm
just with that.
If you have a PS3, go play that.
yeah.
The elephant looks 100% real. I don't know how they did it.
Yeah, I don't know what the point I was gonna make, but it's like, yeah, Nintendo either has good years or bad years, but they put out like E for Everyone games and like Pokemon, and it's like that shit just never is in Game of the Year question. Like they're just so
No.
like,
Unless it's like a Zelda.
yeah,
But like Mario Party, that's definitely a family game.
right, but it's not Game of the Year contender.
Oh,
Oh,
not even close.
Mario Party, Game of the Year.
It's honestly like, I mean, other than Zelda, like other than Breath of the Wild, what does Nintendo even have that can like compete in
Finally
that
getting a little
category?
warm.
You got a little hot.
There we
Jacket
go.
off. I was
Wait,
gonna
I
say.
made him hot
I was
with
literally
Africa.
being like, "What's going on? You're taking the jacket
Yeah.
off and the hat?
Yeah,
Oh
dude.
my
I made
god!
him a little
told
hot
you, it
talking
gets
about
a lot.
Africa.
Yeah, it gets
Wow.
warm down here. But yeah, family games are fun.
You heard it here
They are.
first. Next up, we have Best Role-Playing Game, Cyberpunk 2077, Monster Hunter Rise, Scarlet Nexus, Shin Megami Tensei 5, and the winner, Tales of Arise. I think this is a big deal. Tales series, I don't know if you know anything about that JRPG, but it's a pretty niche JRPG.
It's a long running
series. Yeah. I think it's really interesting that I think Cyberpunk
should be thrown in the trash.
kind of deserve this award. I don't know why.
Dude, you can't even play a role in that game.
Well,
that's kind of real.
It's not a role playing game.
it's a role. Like, what do you mean that you can't play a role in that? Like in what way?
You just
Like, you
play
can-
the game. I mean, I guess.
Well, you can play
just-
the games different.
Yeah.
Like, I guess, like, do you take, like, I guess, like,
Cyberpunk's an RPG.
yeah, I would say you absolutely take on a role in that. Yeah. I mean, you take a role of like the cyber runner or like a gunner or like there's. I do think that there are roles.
Yes.
I as someone who played it in its entirety, like you.
I think we all did, right?
Yeah.
I didn't finish it, but I played a lot.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
But
Yeah.
I played it twice.
I
I
would
mean-
think that the only real RPG aspect of it is the beginning when you pick your thing, and then they just throw that in the
Yeah,
trash.
but you have the builds and stuff. You can go, net
Different
runner
abilities
or-
based off. Like, no, I mean, I think
not
like,
that
no,
it really matters, Tom, because it's not that good, but it is there.
I mean, it's like an RPG light, and
Yes.
I'm pretty sure
Right,
that's
yeah.
like
Counts.
Like I've
Yeah.
been playing Kingdoms of Amalur: Re-Reckoning,
Trash.
which is
Game-
so sick.
No, it's trash.
It's so good.
I played that.
It's
thinking,
so good.
Everyone talks about this game all the time. I'm gonna pick up the remaster. I fucking hate it. I hated it.
Why?
It was such a slog. The dialogue was boring. I was so uninterested.
I just don't think you played it right. See,
What is that?
listen,
I didn't play a game right.
Listen.
All right.
I went in
Here we
there.
go, Tom.
I made Kevin Costner the Mariner from Waterworld.
All right. Well, it's already an amazing game if you can do that.
Okay, I made him look like Kevin Costner, gave him an earring and everything. Okay.
Okay.
So after they start you off with like the prologue stuff, couple
Yeah,
levels.
you're in the cave.
So then I looked at the map and said, like, where would the Mariner go? And I found out there was an island in the middle of the ocean. So I traveled all the way to the island, which was DLC content, and
Yeah.
just played through that. And it was so sick. I got like One-Eye Willie's
Did you
pirate ship.
actually beat the game?
No, I beat the DLC
Well,
on the island.
you're still playing it, right?
I didn't, dude. I played like 5 missions of the main story and went to the island to be
Yeah, the main
Mariner.
story sucks and it's long.
And I found a pirate ship in a cave, and like it was so sick.
So
I love Tom's reasonings for why things are good. They're so plebeian. Like there was nothing special about what you just said, but Tom finds a way or reason
Dude,
in
it was
his own
fucking
head
awesome. It was
to
like-
justify why
Like
it's
slight
sick.
spoilers. There was like this fucking tree underground.
God
was,
damn
like,
it, I can't
talking to
play it.
me.
No.
The fucking tree was talking to me. He's like, "I am God," and I was like, "Jesus Christ!" And then I caved the cave.
I'm
in.
Kevin Costner.
oh my
Yeah, it was
god.
so cool.
Anyway, Kingdoms of Amalur.
Yeah.
Re-Reckoning.
It's 4K, 60 frames
that's true.
with textures of a PS1 game.
Yeah,
I bet it looks amazing.
It runs good.
Yeah, I don't know. I actually really enjoyed
Got a
Cyberpunk.
dodge roll for the
So
arm.
I might be in the minority on that one. I had fun with it, and I
Oh, yeah,
like,
no, so did I.
I thought it was
like.
I think it's a very serviceable RPG, but it shouldn't. That game shouldn't just be a serviceable RPG.
right.
Yeah.
Well, that game should have easily ran away with this award. The fact that it
Yeah,
didn't
absolutely.
says it all to me. But at the end of the day, I thoroughly enjoyed my time with that game, and it would definitely win it out of this for me.
I just want them
and,
to fix it.
and no, yeah, and I really would love to see what the launch of that. I want to peer into another reality where
Where,
they
like,
launched
Cyberpunk
that
was
game.
great.
No, not even where the game launched almost exactly, except they were just like, we're canning the last gen games. We're canning the last gen versions. We're not making them. And we're just putting out
Probably
the next gen.
helped a lot.
I think it would have been a night and day reaction. Personally, I think people would still be annoyed at that they definitely promised things that were not delivered on,
Yeah.
and you can blatantly see
I
that.
want them to put the train in.
But
ride the train.
and that's why if they could have.
No, it's not there.
If they just canned those last gen versions and were able to focus on the next, put all the manpower on the next gen stuff, that game, I think it would have been much better than where it's at. I think it would have been much more the one thing that's blatant that gets when I see it get pointed out to me is when you throw a grenade into a crowded area and the way the AI just barely reacts. And
get on the crowd.
yeah, and they kind of and whereas you go to and even just cars, the way
You
they
gotta
go
turn around,
around
the
you,
car's,
they
gone.
it was weird things like that. But I mean, yeah, overall, I think that was definitely my game of the year RPG wise. But like I said, it should have been leagues above where it was at.
Kingdoms of Amalur gets mine.
I do kind of want to give that if I see that on sale, I will absolutely pick it up.
Cool.
I know Gooch definitely did ring it up. He was like, "Fuck that
It
game."
was on PS Plus.
Was it?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
how
Oh.
I think last
It's funny.
month.
I haven't.
how I got
I've been
it.
barely using my
Yeah, dude,
PS4.
that
so-
100
Rate-free
that
game.
100% achievement. Fuck that shit.
No wonder you.
But I
didn't
did it
enjoy
anyway.
No wonder.
Next up, best action adventure game. We have Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy, Metroid Dread, Psychonauts 2, Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart, and Resident Evil Village. Our winner was Metroid Dread, which in my opinion was probably the weakest title on this list.
Is that just like a side-scrolling Metroid, or
It is, yeah. It's like a
One more time with the other ones. I kind of blanked a little bit. What were the other nominees?
Guardians, Psychonauts, Ratchet, Resident Evil.
And this was best action or just best action.
Action/adventure.
This
I mean, Guardians,
I did hear
Guardians
a lot.
Game of the Year. So
That's definitely I
Enough
think
said.
I did hear a lot about Metroid for sure. Like a lot of good
I just
things.
heard a lot of like criticism of it.
Oh really? Huh. I
was
feel like I
saying
didn't
that
hear a
last
ton.
night. I feel like Metroid got a lot of backlash more than positive things,
Well,
but
why?
Interesting.
Isn't that what is that not what people want with a Metroid game, or
I wish we had.
Yeah, we're not really Metroid expert.
didn't-
I don't know. Yeah, I really. That's interesting because I feel like whenever
this is
I
very
hear,
non-Nintendo podcast.
yeah, I feel like whenever I heard people talking about it on podcasts I listen to, they were pretty positive.
yeah, like
so that was kind of where.
I would just assume that Nintendo, like classic Nintendo players, would enjoy side-scrolling, like very in-depth side-scrolling.
This wasn't the
classic games
Metroid.
or something.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to
Because
interrupt you.
isn't Metroid just side-scrolling?
Yeah, it
like
usually
the
is.
original.
Well, weren't they gonna? Didn't they can a Metroid
Metroid
game?
Prime 4 is in development.
Didn't they restart that like completely
Yes.
recently?
And is that
And
like
that's gonna be like a full like
third person.
like third person
That
like
could be fucking sick.
yeah like action
So
adventure
maybe people
game.
want that more.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. But that's always how it's been is side scrolling stuff for Metroid. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Right.
Yeah, not me. It would not be me on that one for Metroid. I'd say Guardians.
If I had my pick for the winner in this category, it would have been Psychonauts 2.
That's another one I do
Psychonauts
keep hearing
2,
about.
I think got snubbed this year.
I do kind
It
of-
didn't win a thing.
And that's one I do hear like glowing praise from people. When I started it, I downloaded it on my Xbox, and I need to actually sit down and really give it like a full shot.
Well, listen to me. I didn't play it at all.
Wow. Hot take.
I played about 5 hours of the original, and there's dude, there's so much charm packed into that one, and just like from seeing what the second one is,
That's
and like
all I keep
the
hearing
history
about it.
of the studio,
Yeah.
Just infected your brain.
like they just deserve this award,
Right.
like hands
No,
down.
that's been in development for like 8 years, right?
Yeah,
Something like
yeah.
that.
Yeah, it had a really rocky development,
sick.
and Xbox came in and bought out
That's cool.
Double Fine, and
No,
and,
it's
they're an Xbox studio, but it's on everything.
Interesting.
Which is like another funny move when like Xbox is like publishing games
Although
to
yeah,
Sony. and
I was
then they get,
surprised
like,
to see it
the
on
show.
PlayStation, because it wasn't
Yeah,
marketed for PlayStation at all.
Yeah, that's I guess because they're owned. Yeah, like Gooch was saying.
Interesting.
Huh.
Yeah, Guardians is great. We'll talk about that kind of a little bit later. And Ratchet's good, obviously.
Yeah, it was good.
That was my game of the year until Guardians came out. But Ratchet was gonna be good. We knew it was gonna be good. It's a Sony game. Like
I mean,
we
that-
expected no less.
That old remake was so good, even the one on PS4. I remember playing that and like thoroughly enjoying
Ratchet
it.
was
So I can
cool.
only imagine this new one's amazing.
Yeah.
I feel
I
like
don't
I'm,
know. Resident Evil doesn't seem like I wouldn't really call it an action game. But I guess it is because you're
I
shooting.
feel like
I
this
would.
one definitely is a
Action.
bit more
It's definitely
action-y.
action adventure.
Yeah.
And I feel like this one definitely leaned more towards the 4 like style of like it's more going on.
Yeah, I mean, like when the werewolves attack you, you're like shooting a lot,
Yeah.
and the boss fight on the castle's cool.
Yeah.
Is there? Am I confusing Resident Evil 3 remake with the dodge? Is there a dodge in?
There's a dodge in
Village?
RE3 remake.
No,
Not in Village.
Not
though, no.
yeah.
Village does
is
You have a
very
block.
slow.
A block.
Yeah.
Yeah. You
They
can
like-
kick.
Can you get?
I think you
No.
can kick.
Yeah.
I don't think
so.
you can.
I believe you can kick.
It's like a hidden control.
Listen
Alright.
to me.
All right, John said we can
I
kick,
know
so
you
we
can,
can.
like-
I think you can kick if you time a block.
Really?
Yes.
If I went through that entire game,
Yeah.
not knowing that I
Well-
could kick a fucking zombie,
So
I'm
they're
pretty
like-
sure you can parry.
You
or
have to like
something.
time it, and then you parry, and then he kicks.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
it's a time-based thing because I barely did it as well. But like
Huh.
I knew
Very
the mechanic
weird.
was in there, but I was like,
Yeah.
how do I do this?
Huh?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
I'm
So
trying
if you
to.
can kick, it's action.
Then it deserves. Yeah,
More
that's
games
a,
need more games.
I think that's a
kick.
fair thing to say. Yeah,
Yeah.
if you can kick, it's action.
More games need kicking.
I agree.
Because-
hashtag more kicking in
So
games.
I mean, if he's saying that's got a kick, so far, the kicking games that I know of
So now, yeah,
are
can you?
great. You have Mirror's Edge, Dying Light, and now Resident Evil,
I mean, 3 really amazing games,
and they're all
honestly.
great.
Yeah.
So more kicking equals
So-
better
Best kicking
games.
games.
Does now is
brought
it
to you by
now
the-
are all
the
kicking
Chicago
games are all kicking games action games, but not all action games kicking games? Because I can't kick in a Halo, and that's an action
I
game.
would
Yeah.
say what you just said is correct.
Okay,
Correct,
all right.
yeah.
But you can punch.
Yeah.
Well,
But it's
you
not
can,
the
like,
same as a
elbow.
kick.
You know, I guess you hit them with the gun.
There's just something different about a kick in a video game.
Yeah, I agree. Like kicking in GTA 4, that's good.
Yes. Another good kicking game.
Speaking of kicking, let's get to the best action game.
We lined that right up. I love
We
it.
had
Yeah.
Back for Blood, Chivalry 2, Deathloop, Far Cry 6, and our winner, Returnal. I think Returnal definitely deserves this.
I definitely want to give Returnal a shot once I get.
It was
a
great. Me and
PlayStation
John
5.
reviewed it. You know, it was fun.
Deathloop has kicking.
Oh no.
Does it?
Yes, it does.
I want to play
the
Deathloop so bad.
R3 button is kick.
Means it could be good.
You're
Even though I haven't
wait.
played it. And I
No,
don't-
it's
I
not.
don't
There's no
think it's
melee in that
good.
game.
I played it today. You can kick.
Are you
Dude,
sure?
Can you kick in
Yes.
Dishonored?
I don't think I remember that.
You think you can?
I'm not sure about Dishonored. I love
I'm
Dishonored.
pretty confident that you can kick in Dishonored.
There's a very like it's
Yeah,
like-
because you can dodge and kick. You definitely could kick. I'm very confident.
It seems like the trend is like the majority of games where you can do crazy jump maneuvers. You can,
you can also kick. Yeah.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Yeah.
So, trio. It sounds like John agrees that Returnal, because of just solely the kick,
What? Yeah.
wins
I
this
mean,
category.
Returnal,
Not that I can-
Returnal does not have a kick. Deathloop has the kick.
Oh, you said Returnal.
I said Deathloop.
So
Really?
you're saying
Yeah.
Deathloop is your?
Did he?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Watch the footage. I don't remember.
So, but now that you have a clear mind, which one would you choose for the best action game out of those? Returnal or?
Yeah, I think Returnal makes more sense.
Yeah.
Even just considering like the word action, Returnal is literally like
just
when
all
you're
action.
playing. Other than like the first person bits in the house, it's action. Deathloop, a lot of stealth, a
Yeah.
lot of sneaking,
I can't wait to play.
a lot of you could play Deathloop and no action.
No kicking.
Yeah.
Even you could go through a whole
You could not kick if you chose to. You could never kick in Deathloop.
What's an action game without that? I mean,
Yeah.
what, what were the other ones on there again? Chivalry 2, did I,
I
hear
think
on there?
Chivalry too.
Dude, I
deserves
kept
it.
seeing videos of that, and I'm like, this looks fucking
Yeah.
nuts. It's
Yeah.
like
That
medieval, like basically
That
warfare,
game is
right?
wild. Yeah, it's medieval warfare, but it's like a whole lot more than that.
Really?
It's literally like it should just be called like you can do whatever you want.
Is
the
there a
game.
campaign or anything? Or is it
No.
like, it's just multiplayer?
No, but you
Tom
can.
DeFulvio,
If
everyone.
you know, I was playing the game, I was just playing Chivalry. I had my sword.
As you do.
I ran into the church. There's just a church on the map. Some man was just sitting in the pew, going to church. Why you can do that? I don't know. There's
Wait,
a
like
sit
another
button.
player?
Yeah, you can
Yeah.
you can sit down in multiplayer. Just let people come up and slap you with the sword, but you can just sit in the church if you want. You can also, as I was looking at this man sitting in the church, an enemy came in and grabbed the candelabra in the corner and started swinging it at me.
What a jerk.
Yeah, so
In a church?
in the church,
Wow.
you can one of the maps the defending team starts as peasants, just like working the fields.
Yeah.
And the other team raids the fields and just kills the peasants. It's just like, who made this game? It's like the weirdest game.
I remember seeing just videos of it all the time. I'm like, what is happening
But it's
here? What is
so
this
cool.
game?
Like,
Yeah.
you can if you're the defender and you're playing as the peasants, if you survive the initial invasion, like you can fall back and just play as a peasant the whole game.
yeah.
Because if they kill you as a peasant, you respawn as like the
A knight,
defending
yeah,
knight
like the-
from
yeah.
the inside of the castle. It's pretty cool.
And Far Cry 6 was the other one we haven't talked about.
I played it.
I want to get it.
decent
It's still
amount.
on my line. It's still on my list.
It's Far Cry. It's Far Cry, the new Far Cry. So
Which
the-
again, like, yeah, I mean, that sounds about
it's
right.
just
Like
I mean, it's the closest that Ubisoft has come to Far Cry 2, but it's still not even close. Far Cry 2 is the best one. Far Cry 2 is the greatest fucking. It's like the greatest like FPS ever made.
I definitely want to.
That's my opinion.
Interesting.
That's
No,
my hot take.
I definitely, I think I want to give it a shot at one point. I like the whole atmosphere
Right.
and what they're doing. In
The
the game.
things
So,
that I liked about it is that they have weapons back from Far Cry 2, which the previous like 3 games or so
have not had,
in them. Like you can get the FAL, which was in Far Cry 2.
Yeah.
You know, like the Uzi and stuff. You can turn the HUD off and just kind of like explore.
That's
You
cool.
want to like play it like
Yeah.
that, which I try to play because it slows the game down a bit.
Sure.
The
Yeah.
environments are cool. You go through like there's a nice jungle. One area looks like the Bahamas.
That's sweet.
But it's just nothing special.
Sure.
Do you want to talk about the best VR game? Because you've played
Oh
it.
yeah, sure. I could. Yeah.
So, best VR / AR, Hitman 3. I expect you to die too. Lone Echo 2, Resident Evil 4, and Sniper Elite VR. The winner was Resident Evil 4.
And I mean, that makes sense. Again, I don't have many VR games so far.
Did you play Lone Echo?
No, I didn't. I do want to look at these other games and like, what is Lone Echo actually?
I don't know.
It's like a space game.
Yeah.
Made by the people who made The Order 1886.
Oh.
Yeah.
What team is that again?
Ready at Dawn.
Yeah.
I would have to. I might have to look into that.
What a
So
sad end to that team.
yeah, I will say Resident Evil 4 though, it's a lot of fun. I really like it a lot. Like you can play it. You can play it with a few different control options. Like there's the one that I can't. I guess the immersive mode or whatever. So it's like you have your gun on your hip,
cool.
you have your shotgun on your back, you have your meds on your shoulder, and then you have your ammo. So you take out your gun, you click out the mag.
That's sick.
Yeah. And it feels really
cool.
good. And then also one little weird thing that I love is like when you go up to the typewriter and to save, you type in your name like. It's so cool.
Oh, you can literally type your name?
Yeah, you literally
That's
type in
pretty
and you press enter. It's like ching, like it does the whole sound. So
What do you have that on Oculus?
yeah, the Quest 2, and it's really fun. I mean, the gunplay works. I was playing it in the mode where like you move around with a thumbstick, like kind of regular, but it was giving me a bit of motion
surprised
sickness.
Medal of Honor wasn't on that list.
So I was looking up reviews after that because I was like
Oh, yeah,
curious,
people
and it
don't really
seems
like
it's
it,
not.
yeah.
It seems kind of
I
a
know
little
why
bit
people
more.
don't like it because like it's separated in levels and there's like black screens. Like it's kind of like you do a thing,
Sure,
and then it loads in the black screen for a second.
to
and then
another
you're in,
thing,
like,
yeah.
another, that's why
But,
people don't like it.
No, I mean it seems to be mostly the same game with like a few tweaks and stuff like that. But this is my first time ever playing Resident Evil 4, and I gotta say it's a very cool way to experience. But like, I mean, if we get that remake, that's I guess probably definitely happening at this point. That will be really cool to go in through and see that. But like, it is. I'm curious what they'll change in that, considering what they changed like in the VR game and stuff like that. So I don't know. Like apparently. It's just a lot of ambient dialogue and stuff like
I wonder
that.
if it's better or worse than 7 in VR, Resident Evil 7.
Yeah, I don't how 7. I always wanted to try. It was at New York Comic Con the year we went, but the lines were insane to try and sit down and try it out, so I never got the chance. But no, I would listen if you have a Quest. It's $40. I think it's $1,000. It's like probably the most full VR game I've played so far,
Yeah,
and because I mean it's literally the whole game. Like
That's sick.
some of the boss fights I don't think work very well. In VR, that's like because I'm at one. Have you guys played it?
You probably have to move like very quickly, and they're like reaching out and slapping.
And it's I've gotten scared a few times. I have they've been right up on me. But have you guys played that game?
No, I haven't.
RE4?
Yeah.
I mean, I've
No.
seen a lot of it.
There's just one boss fight where you're like in this room where you have to survive for 3 minutes, and this weird big scorpion man is coming at you, and like it's hard.
What about El Gigante?
Which one's that?
He's the big dude.
Which
His name's El Gigante.
is it like the big
dude in
troll guy?
Spanish?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was fun. He wasn't
El
that
Gigante.
hard. But I'm playing on
Duh.
easy. I could imagine if I started playing on like even medium, it would get tough. There was one part playing as her where like you have to use a flashlight and you're in this really dark hallway, and I'm like, I don't like this at all. And I didn't have any guns or anything, and I was like, it was like, and you just hear ooh like in the back, but it's great. I highly recommend it if you have a VR thing that can support it, and I think that definitely deserves it, at least in my book. And not because it's the only game I played on that list.
Next up, we have Best Community Support, Apex, Destiny 2, Final Fantasy 14, Fortnite, and No Man's Sky. I mean, I'm a big Apex player, so that was my pick, but Final Fantasy 14, which I think deserves it, kind of won it out. Final Fantasy 14 has really been in the conversation this year with Endwalker launching, and then a lot of people have been like fleeing WoW and going to Final Fantasy 14.
Abandoned ship.
I mean, with all the Blizzard shit this year, I feel like, yeah, that's the MMO people have been going to.
I gotta say, also play No Man's Sky if you haven't, because it's a lot of fun. It's so cool. Like at this point, it's kind of what they actually promised at the beginning, which is really sweet. But yeah, if you want a like relaxing game where you just kind of can go explore some.
You've definitely tried it.
Yeah, when it came out.
Really?
It's
my
funny. I
God.
saw like first
It's
builds
so different
compared to now. I'm like, whoa,
Yeah.
like it is truly insane. But I would definitely
The
recommend
latest
checking that out.
update, they added cities to it. So
Yeah,
you
settlements.
You can become like the mayor of a city.
Yeah.
It's just
Definitely-
inching closer to.
I
some-
think
Mayor
it's
of No
on-
Man's Sky.
Yeah, it's
I
just,
think it comes with Game Pass too. So I mean, if you have Game Pass,
yeah, probably.
1,000% worth checking out.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Gooch.
Pretty sick, as Tom would say.
Yeah, it's pretty sick.
Yeah, it's pretty sick.
Pretty sick.
Next up, we have Best Performance. Erica Mori as Alex Shen in Life is Strange True Colors. Juan Carlo Esposito as Anton Castillo in Far Cry 6, Jason Kelly as Colt Vaughn in Deathloop, and then Azioma Akaga as Julianne Blake from Deathloop, and then our winner, Maggie Robertson as Lady Demetresque from Resident Evil Village, and of course, I just said she won.
I don't even really feel like there's even anything
it
to
was
say
like
there.
it was honestly, I think it was between her and Juan Carlo, just from the star power he has. I don't know if he's actually good in.
I mean,
he's all right. Like,
Yeah,
it's just like a
it's-
Far Cry villain.
Right, he's Juan
They'll
Carlo
never-
Esposito.
Again, they'll
He's
never
Gus.
beat the Jackal from Far Cry 2.
and I will say one thing I gotta give them credit. Like beyond her being a big boobed vampire MILF, she acted very well, and I feel like that character stuck with
I
everyone.
gotta admit,
as
she's
soon as she was
pretty
announced.
hot on stage. I was like, wow, she's attractive.
No, it's just funny because like I
And
think she
tall.
did like that. Like I was thinking
Lady
that
D.
whole entire game was going to be set in that castle, and she was going to be the bad guy.
Yeah, you
which
wanted
was
Lady
cool.
D to come after you, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. I wanted to be traced around the castle.
I mean,
but
we all did.
But like it was, she had an encapsulating performance.
That is
Absolutely.
an interesting point. Like she's literally in the first few hours of the game, and
That's
then
it.
just gone.
Yeah, so as I would call it, a Far Cry 3 bait and switch.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, it's fun. I guess I have a bit more of a like. I kind of like that they really kind of held a lot of that close to the vest. I can see it being like a bit disingenuous though, in the way of, you're setting up expectations.
It's weird when these games do that through the marketing, because Far Cry 3 did the exact same thing. They're like, buy the game. Voss is the villain. He's fucking nuts. And I'm like, okay, what a sick villain.
Mm-hmm.
And you do like 3 missions and then you stab him.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, we got you. The real villain's over here.
Oops, that's
And
like
he's just like a boring mercenary man. He's like, I'm gonna kill you.
that reminds me of, it's not like exactly the same thing, but like when Arkham Knight they were doing like everyone's
What did
like,
they do
so
with
he's
it?
Jason Todd, right? Arkham Knight. They're like,
Right.
No, he's not. We're telling you now he is not Jason Todd. And then at the end of the game, it is revealed to to be Jason Todd.
And then
It was,
becomes
I don't
the
know if you
Red
guys
Hood.
saw,
It's like,
and we're like,
what? That's a little.
it felt
underwhelming.
very like
Yeah.
And then a more
like-
famous one, The Last of Us 2 one. With
that
the-
one
with the
definitely.
whole
Yeah, I would
marketing
say that I
fiasco,
definitely was like.
Which that didn't really. I mean, to me, that didn't really bother me. That's part of it.
Yeah, that's part. That's
I just don't like when they give me like they make me think like the whole game is like this villain and stuff, and then they switch it.
There's a way to do
It's a
that.
little-
That's
it's
not
a different-
disingenuous. Yeah,
it's very similar, but it's like a different.
no, I know what you mean. I think there's a way you can do that successfully and kind of make your
Yeah.
audience not feel like they've been gotten over on.
Right.
But like when you do it like in a certain way, you kind of feel like I feel
Yeah.
dumb and not like dumb because I was right and you told me I was like yeah.
It doesn't make me feel dumb. It's upsetting.
not
Because
even
a lot
dumb,
of
yeah.
times they use the
Annoying
best
is better, yeah.
performances for the marketing.
No, it's true.
Like she
I mean,
had
even
such
with
a good performance.
Even with like movies, the amount of stuff like they cut out and alter in trailers now.
Yeah.
I mean, it's nutty, honestly. Like, but I feel like it does
that's
have
what Rogue One did with the TIE fighter.
a ton of. I mean,
that sick
even
shot
the
of TIE
first
fighter,
like first Star Wars, a lot of, even most of the Marvel movies do that. They completely like switch out backgrounds and then they'll put in like. You can hear the dialogue strung together that are completely from different scenes.
Yeah,
You can
yeah.
It's like I was listening to the last Spider-Man trailer and he's like, "What do I do?" Like you can clearly hear that they are it's pieced.
I picked that shit out so
No, it's
easy.
just-
It's just like, is anyone else hearing that? Like,
No,
I
it's
hear
definitely
it.
you can hear it, but yeah, interesting stuff.
Next up, best. Do we want to do audio design?
Well,
Is it a good one?
You have something to say?
probably not, but
Okay. Well, best audio design. Forza Horizon 5 won this one. Village was up for it. Returnal, Ratchet and Clank, Deathloop.
yeah, I thought
Yeah.
I probably played Returnal the most.
Returnal had a really cool audio
mean,
design.
Yeah, just like
It's music.
yeah, like everything about that game, audio wise, was impressive. Yeah, I like thinking about like Horizon. I don't know what would be impressive audio wise with that other than the car sounds.
I think it's just so. My best guess is they're like, "Wow, this sounds exactly like a car." Like it's so perfectly
They
on.
could
that,
just
like,
record a real
yeah,
audio.
like-
no, I know. Like that's yeah,
but to your point, like if they just recorded like the cars,
yeah.
then like
what are we doing here?
Yeah,
you
like-
haven't had to build any whereas
Yeah.
Returnal, you are creating original
Right.
sounds.
Yeah,
Yeah, that makes
Exactly.
total.
Yeah,
I would
yeah.
agree with that absolutely.
So that's kind of
I definitely think Village had good audio.
I completely agree with that.
Like it really added to the atmosphere, especially when you're walking around the village itself, under the castle. It's like snowing. It's just like
the ambiance in that game is insane. Even like I have like this stark memory of walking into like the dungeon area in the
Yeah.
castle, and it's just like you hear your feet touching
Yeah.
like on the
It's
wet
like-
pavement. Then you kind of hear some drips, and like you just hear like the
It's
monster
so cool.
sounds are so
yeah,
unnerving.
like, I loved it out in the snow, and then you get
Yeah.
like you're getting like the creaking, like there'll be like a werewolf. It's like
No, it's good.
it's like very cool.
I'm all right.
I gotcha.
Don't look at me.
Why's your mic moving?
Just don't ask. Next up,
know what you're
similar
talking
category: best score in music: Cyberpunk, Deathloop, Near Replicant, Guardians, and The Artful Escape. The Artful Escape is like all about music. I don't know if anyone knows anything about that.
I almost played it.
I do not.
I heard it's fucking weird. Like it's really strange, but it's all about music. But Near Replicant won this out. It's the JRPG. JRPGs
Yeah.
have good music. What else do you need to say?
Sure.
Best art direction, we have Deathloop, Kena Bridge of Spirits, Psychonauts 2, Ratchet and Clank, The Artful Escape. Again, Deathloop won. I really think Psychonauts 2 or The Artful Escape, being the very artsy games themselves, probably should have won that award. I like Psychonauts 2. I think I robbed of that.
Yeah, no, I do. I wish I played Deathloop. I wish I could.
Yeah, I mean-
I really like. I would love to because I feel like a lot of those Arcane games. That's their studio, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
They one of my favorite studios. I love Prey. I talk about that stuff all the time. Like they have a very interesting level design and just environment design. So I could see that being kind of trippy and cool and interesting for sure. They Deathloop seemed to win a lot. Like I was surprised, like kind of surprised, but I guess not because again that's a very well regarded
I
studio.
think Kena should have won that.
I wouldn't necessarily agree. I think I don't know, like the thing that pops in my mind with that is like the menus.
Of Kena.
Yeah, if we're talking about like art in every
Why?
aspect.
Because it's just very generic.
Yeah, like the menu.
Yeah, I mean,
like
it's just right. It's just it's just like resume. Like it's nothing special about it.
yeah. I mean the level design and like the way that they realized the environments and stuff was good in that. But I think I do agree with the Deathloop winning. Because like you said, like Arcane has this style.
It's very much their own.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
And
like it's so like the style like encapsulates everything.
It's like a Bethesda game. Like it
Yeah.
has its own thing. Like when you see Dishonored, Deathloop, and Prey,
You know who that's
you
made
know
by. Yeah.
exactly what who made that. Yeah.
Yeah, like the language like permeates everything.
The
like,
way they design their levels, how there's like hallways and like vertical
yeah,
areas
and like
and
the
stuff.
notes you pick up, like the fonts, like
It's
every
all super
Yeah,
yeah,
no,
everything
absolutely.
is there. So like that's for me
And
Death-
original too, usually most of the time. It really is.
for sure.
Like Dishonored I talk about all the time, but I do like that Clockwork Mansion level and Dishonored 2 is still one of the most interesting like level designs in
Yeah,
my mind. Like and how
I've-
that all works and shifts and like I don't
feel
know,
like a
maybe it's
lot of
not as
people come back
complicated
to
as
that
I
level.
as I like
As
think
much
it
as-
is, but
As much as I like didn't like that game, I will. Give
I
you
still
that.
think you're like we've talked about this 1,000 times. But Gooch tried playing it on the hardest difficulty right to start.
right.
and
no,
it's-
no kills.
It's hard. I mean, they see you instantly
I
on the
think
hardest.
I think
like,
it like totally ruined
I
my
just remember
experience.
him just bitching about it the entire time. I'm like,
Oh no,
no.
I like AI that like can see you instantly.
Yeah, I like it too, but I think it just kind of ruined it for me.
Well, and you were
You were
trying. I
definitely
feel like
trophy hunting.
Yeah.
There it is.
Yeah.
see that's the one thing, Gooch. He's like I gotta get this trophy. I'm like, no, you don't.
You can't
Yes,
just go-
I do.
Yes, I do.
Dude,
Jay.
just makes the mistake of you can't go straight in with the trophies.
I
you
mean,
have to like
sometimes you gotta plot your course out.
or you play the game and say, "Man, this game's fucking sick. Now I'll get the trophies." That's what I do
Yeah, but
because
like,
I like the trophies too.
I'm gonna get them, but I just sometimes I'm like with that game, I'm like, all right, let's see what I need to do. Like with the first playthrough, can I knock it out and save myself a playthrough?
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see. Next up, we have the best narrative: Deathloop, It Takes Two, Life is Strange: True Colors, Guardians of the Galaxy, and Psychonauts 2. Guardians won this out, and I have to very much agree with it. Again, Guardians are sleeper hit of the year. Fucking great game. Fucking great narrative. Just all around fucking great. We haven't really talked about Life is Strange True Colors. I think it's the best Life is Strange game that's come out, to be honest. I think it's a little better than 1, but like it just doesn't really beat the rest of the categories here.
I mean, it seems like they finally got to like the point where the graphics aren't like, because like I feel like the first one's a little jank in the graphics department. I don't think I ever played it.
Yeah, well,
but just from saying it, like I know the first one is. I feel like the first one's in like that Telltale
they were
era category where it's just kind of like
almost like watercolor,
a little too blocky for my liking.
Sure.
But the new one looks like pretty good.
Yeah, I think the new one like graphically looks much better than Life is Strange 2 did. For sure, that was the last one to come out.
Because Telltale has been the same way. They've like progressed as they've made stuff. Because like you play like the Back to the Future Telltale game, and even though it's like that's kind of the art style, it is a little like blocky and weird looking in certain places. And then as they got a little bit better, they made that Jurassic Park game that looks a little bit better in certain spots. Like there's a little bit more texture and stuff. And
I think that I just totally blanked for a sec, so I'm sorry if we're talking about this.
Sorry,
but that Star Trek game, is that what we're talking about with the Telltale people?
No. But that wasn't Telltale.
Was it not Telltale? I don't know why I
That is
assumed.
Telltale devs.
That's what I
Oh,
thought.
it is.
Yeah,
It is Telltale devs.
it
It's not
looks
Telltale.
really good.
It
I'm
could be
like,
sick.
Like it looks. I'm not sorry to jump ahead. I thought,
No,
It
it's
could be
okay.
sick.
but like I was like, I'm not like a Star Trekkie or Trekkie whatever. Like, but
Yeah, right.
I enjoy those movies a lot, and I enjoy some of the old stuff a lot.
Could be sick.
And it looks like it could be very cool. And like that, like I feel like that universe would shine brightly in that type of environment. And it looked like it
Especially
didn't have
if it's
that
like-
blocky like
Right,
type of
right.
weird. It looked
Yeah.
like real. Like
especially if it's like episodic or something.
yeah,
and,
no, I
you
mean
know,
it sounds like it could be really cool and interesting. And I mean seeing them bring back Spock and stuff too, it's cool. I'm very excited for that.
Anything else about narrative?
No, I think so. I mean, go watch our Guardians of the Galaxy review. We kind of splooged all over that because we really enjoyed it. In a world full of Marvel saturation, it was still a breath of fresh air to me, surprisingly. So I definitely
I
really,
second that notion.
I really enjoyed it.
Is it worth $38.99?
I think it's worth
Absolutely.
60.
Yeah,
I do think
it's
it's
worth
worth the
60.
full admission price, but if you can get it for that, I would pick it up. I mean, I just think it's a great story, a cool sci-fi
I
story.
might get it for Christmas.
Genuinely, yeah. And I mean,
Yeah,
it's had
that's
some,
Good
man.
Christmas present.
That's Santa.
it has some of the most unique, like sci-fi interstellar
Yeah, that's
designs
cool.
that I feel like I've
Because
seen.
I
in a
like the
while.
first Guardians of the Galaxy. The second one was pretty bad,
Sure.
but I like the first one.
Yeah.
And when I watched the gameplay of the game, it looked even cooler than the movie.
No, it did. I really think they were.
I like a lot of these characters better than the movie ones.
That's sick.
Yeah.
And I just like we talked about that on our podcast. I do think that's because you get to spend 12 hours with these characters versus the other ones. But I do think it blew me out of the water, genuinely. Because when
Is
they
there
revealed
anything-
that, I was like, I mean, Gooch and I both were like, ugh.
Is there anything that like stands out that's like closer to the comic version? Like
So genuinely, I don't know a lot about the
Right.
Yeah,
comic
it
book
is
Guardians of
closer to the
Galaxies.
comics.
But it definitely,
That's what I
I
would
think,
think,
yeah, it is
That's
for
cool.
sure.
do you have something, Jon?
Is there a dodge roll evasive maneuver?
There is an evasive maneuver, yes.
Oh.
No, not a roll.
Not a
though?
roll. You kind of use your jet boots,
use your
and you
jet
like
boots. You do a lot of sliding.
and then you also have like an ability that you can
Dodge.
you can
slide.
hover for a little while, and then
Yeah.
like you're kind of going back and forth. It's funny because the gameplay just looked so not good to me, in my opinion, when I first saw it on playing, like just seeing it, but playing it, it really shines a lot, and like it's very different and interesting, and I can't recommend it enough.
Did you
Genuinely.
ever think while playing, like, I wish I could play as the other characters?
No. And that was again the big thing of like, why aren't I playing as Drax? Why aren't I playing as Gamora? It's like, no, you're the leader. You're kind of you still
that's pretty
use
cool.
them, but like
Right,
I
it's
think
kind of like
Peter
a-
plays so well that like it doesn't
I can
it
definitely
doesn't
get
matter.
behind that.
Yeah, and being able to control them and like it's very different.
Yeah, it's the same.
It's very it's not like any
sounds
game
a
I played.
Same style as like Brothers in Arms, where you just play as Baker and you control your squad.
And yeah, they have
it
special.
doesn't sell well though. Like the trailers don't.
Well,
That's what I was just
don't
saying. It really
justify
doesn't
it.
look
well, it's
great
because
for some
when
reason.
if
but-
you just look at it, it looks identical to the Marvel game, to the Avengers.
They know it kind of
And-
does
and-
right off. I feel like and
and
that
I-
definitely
I'm
left
like,
a sour taste in.
Literally, like everything
Well,
about
third
it. It's just
person
like
action. Yeah, exactly. Absolutely.
Third
Even-
person action. It looks like
You have like your
there's like the combat arena areas.
yeah,
you
yeah.
have your friends around. You have like your teammates.
No, it's true, and I think that really at the beginning,
And everyone saw that and they're like,
what the
another
get out
Avengers
of here.
like
but then they were like,
microtransaction?
you can only play as Star Lord, and everyone's like, what?
Right, yeah, they're like, you can do Star Wars, and it's made by a completely different developer.
no,
So-
and it's
Eidos Montreal, man.
Yeah.
Shout out to them.
genuinely, yeah,
cool.
go play that game. That's all I'll say.
Next one, I'm gonna kind of combine the two. We have best debut indie and indie, and Kana Bridge of Spirits won both of them. They were up against 12 Minutes, Death's Door, Inscription, and Loop Hero for best indie, and the debut indie was Artful Escape, The Forgotten City, Sable, and Valheim. I think like I haven't played Kana, so John
it's
and
really cool.
Tom could talk to it, but having Sony backing doesn't hurt.
Yeah.
I have to preface that 12 minutes I think is good, but I think it's kind of hard to get through. Like I don't expect
It
everyone
really
to play
seems to
that
be a
beat
game
it.
that you either
You're gonna
like
finish it
or
or you're
hate
gonna not.
for some reason. I don't know. I've been seeing very disparate reactions to that game online.
Yeah, so talk to Kana a little
Kana
bit.
is really cool. I mean, it's pretty surprising that is that dev's first game, because it's literally so close to being on par with a Sony first party game. You can tell that just some slight things about it, that it's not on the quality of.
Yeah, it edges closer to a
It's kind of it's
PS2 platformer.
It feels like a PS2 game, which is so cool. It's like a PS2 game with new graphics. So it's kind of
and modern Souls-like combat.
The combat is hard. I'm playing it on the hardest difficulty. It's challenging. I die a lot with the boss fights because they all have different animations, like the Souls games. You have to get their timing down. You can do a dodge roll. You can do a parry. Sometimes you can just cheese stuff with the arrows. Like you can beat the bosses by just shooting arrows at them and hiding.
Yeah.
I've done that a couple times because some of them are hard. But yeah, it's pretty cool that it's like a PS2 game but new.
Yeah, I'm trying to think you said these are two categories, best
debut indie and best indie.
Yeah.
I think as far as best debut, it should win. I don't know about best indie. That might be pushing it. But yeah, no, it's definitely a pretty solid.
I think
game.
that the only other contender would be Hell Let Loose. Honestly,
Would you call that an indie game?
Yeah, and that's their first game too, so it's the same category. It's
Interesting.
Debut indie.
Yeah.
It's literally 15 guys that just got sick of playing Battlefield and Call of Duty and just wanted a World War II game. So they just made it and there's people, they're from all over the world. They have guys from Australia, America, Europe.
Oh, Australia?
Yeah, and they just all I guess they do it over Zoom and shit and just contact each other. And
I love it. That's
they
amazing.
Just built a World War II game that is the perfect balance between simulation and arcade.
Sure.
But that's in my opinion, that's the only other major contender. I think that would win if it was up against Kana.
Sure.
But Kana's really cool. It's literally so close to being the quality of Ratchet and Clank.
Yeah.
But it's just just underneath that. You can tell because some things I don't like. The one thing I didn't like about it is that there's pre-rendered 30 frames cutscenes, which they're doing in Ghost of Tsushima for some reason, which I don't know why they're doing that.
Yeah,
I guess
forget.
it had to do with the lip sync, with the Japanese lip sync.
Well,
but
Ghost of Tsushima has in-engine real-time cutscenes.
yes.
I think they just do it for performance or something.
Right, they're
I
not
don't know.
pre-rendered. They did it. I think they did it for the lip sync because you can change it to Japanese and because they're real time, as opposed to on the PS4 upgraded version on PS5.
Yeah.
It's
You laughing at me?
I guess.
No, I did kind of look over and
I
chuckle a
just
bit because
gave
you
up.
just kind of were like,
Yeah,
you play the
leave it there.
upgraded version of Ghost of Tsushima on PS5 and the cutscenes are 60 frames.
Huh.
And it looks really nice, but they're not real time.
Right.
I guess. They're not real time lighting.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I think it's pre-baked lighting with real-time animations. I think that's technically what it is.
you're way beyond my scope right now.
I don't know. It's just weird. I'm not a fan of games doing that. When the game, Kenna looks so good at 60 frames.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
then it just
I'm
jumps
a
to that.
weird. If I could choose,
Were you even playing it in 60 frames?
I know I did do that, and
Yeah.
I kind of misspoke there because you do have the choice of
Right.
30 and 60
I
frames.
know that you don't mind.
in
30,
certain
right.
games I will do 30.
I'll do it if I can handle it because
Yeah.
it's hard to handle if you're playing a lot of 60 frames games and you jump into 30.
Yeah,
Right.
it's jarring a
But
bit.
just say if you watch a movie or two or some TV beforehand and then you don't play a 60 frames game, you just
Yeah.
go straight in. Because I was playing Kingdom Come Deliverance on my PS5 yesterday, and that only runs in 30 because they never updated it. And if you just jump straight in, your brain can.
Oh, yeah, it's
handle
fine.
It. Yeah.
The last thing I'll say about Kana though, if if they like do a sequel or something
Yeah.
and get like crazy funding from
Yeah.
Sony, then like
Oh my God.
maybe they'll like reach like God of War.
I don't even know
like,
if it's a maybe. I think
territory.
it's like it's literally there. It's
Yeah.
just there's just a tiny bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, if they get funding, like I'm saying, 100%.
Give it to him. Yeah.
It's literally like Ratchet and Clank quality or higher. Yeah.
Yeah. I've heard
Definitely-
a lot of good things about it.
go
I'm not
play it.
sure if I'm gonna pick it up.
Yeah, I mean, it'll.
I don't know.
I think it's on sale right now. Like
It's not for everybody, but if you're just looking for like an old school PS2 like platformer, and it's kind of like open linear design where there's like a hub world kind of, and there's like offshoot levels with little nooks and crannies to
Yeah, it's like a.
for trophy hunting people, and like you find like extra money to buy like hats for the little cute guys. And
yeah,
stuff.
it's like a.
You also have to like the rot, like the little fuzzy things. I love the little fuzzy
Yeah,
guys.
they're nice. It's a nice casual game.
Yeah.
Just like jump in and out of.
I just wanted to mention the next award. It was best ongoing, which also went to Final Fantasy, like best community. So I just wanted to mention that. No, I don't. It's like a
Yeah, it's
similar.
like, yeah.
It's a similar thing. Last two, best game direction.
These are the last two awards.
Yeah.
Good. My butt hurts.
Dude, before we go on,
have gotten you guys.
I was on one of those chairs for 3 hours last night.
Yeah.
I went home, dude. My tuchus was like.
I can't even imagine.
His tuchus was in a
We do it
ruckus.
all the time.
It was,
Not
it
for
was-
like
dude,
usually we're. I feel like max we're at like I guess we're coming up to on 2 hours. Yeah, this is a bit around the time where it's like it starts to become a bit,
Yeah,
uncomfortable.
I was like almost like chafing because I'm a slider.
We got
No,
the
I
bendable,
know what you
slide
mean.
back.
we
Yeah,
got
yeah.
the bendable mics. We can all do a stand up.
No,
Just
it's
tilt the camera.
Standing table.
This mic
Yeah.
is killing me.
Standing.
We'll figure it
podcast.
out. It's the first podcast with the arms, but yeah. What's so best game direction?
We have Deathloop, It Takes Two, Returnal, Psychonauts 2, and Ratchet and Clank.
Who took it home?
I kind of thought, well, who took it home? Deathloop took it home.
Wow, they really did. I mean, Jesus.
I kind of like Returnal. I think has a really good game direction. Like that game, I don't know. I think the way it's directed is very unique.
It has a very and it's very poignant. Like
Yeah.
it feels very much unique. I assume.
and It Takes Two kind of has that vibe, but I feel like it kind of falls not flat, but like I think Returnals is just stronger.
Sure.
I can't speak to Deathloop. I know a lot of people gave it a 10 out of 10 and shit. But
I'm repeating myself. But I would
did
really
anyone
like
play
to
Deathloop?
Yeah. I didn't
Not
beat
all.
it.
You didn't beat it. Yeah.
I mean, I again, like, I just like kind of default to like agreeing with them winning, because like they're
It's just they are such a unique studio in my
like-
opinion.
Yeah,
all their
arcane games are
they're
very.
just so focused and
They know what they want to make. It feels
Yeah.
like it feels like the direction is solid from the start. Okay, and like it feels like you show me a picture from Deathloop and from Dishonored, and it's like you can pick those games out immediately, even between each other. Like I feel like it's very much they have a unique take, and it's cool to see that there is a studio out there making new IPs and like trying to. And I'll give them credit for not just doing Dishonored 3.
Yeah,
because they could have
innovate,
easily.
right.
Yeah, they could have easily done that. Like
They
genuinely.
innovate and they try their hardest.
Yeah, they do. And again, like go play Prey if you haven't played it. I say it all the time, but I fucking love that game so much.
I want the unreleased Prey where I was like in the neon.
Oh,
city.
yeah.
Yeah, I want that.
yeah. I about Deathloop. I don't know if I'll like say any of this correctly, but like I've taken a break from it, and even just dipping back in today, after like a few weeks of not playing it, like it is an overwhelming game.
Yeah.
If you're,
I've heard it is
if you're not like
ready for
like
it.
if you like you kind of have to have a plan like playing it because of like
There is the time loop, right?
yeah,
Like there's
well,
an
the
actual
time loop, and like the whole goal of the game is to like kill all the bosses
Yeah.
in one loop.
Yeah.
But you have to do all this recon until
So you have to do probably multiple loops
Yeah,
before you can even
so-
really God,
so
but,
like,
like-
how long does the game take?
I don't know. I'm assuming like
You can probably beat it in like 5 minutes.
Well,
yeah, what if you
like,
go that would make sense. It would make
run.
sense if you
So
could
what
do
if
it
you
in
like
like,
looked
4
up,
hours,
like
5
you
hours.
just like looked up? Okay, like this is what you need to do.
Well, that's the thing. I think you do have to do like you have to do certain like quests.
like your
to,
character discovers things and like
Exactly.
the game knows it.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
And then
It's
you
really
eventually
cool.
get to that point, probably.
Yeah.
You're good.
Yeah, so I mean, you can easily like get overwhelmed, but like the game gives you everything you need to not get overwhelmed. You just have to like
it's making you do a little bit of work. Like,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
I appreciate out of a game.
It's just
Actually,
it sounds like it's one of those games where like you start it and you should probably finish it if you're like once you get into it.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Death Stranding.
yeah, I know. It's
Yeah.
like there are certain games where just especially gameplay wise, if you try to jump back in
Yeah.
like in the middle, you're like, what
There's
the
all kinds of
fuck is
controls.
happening?
And
Yeah,
it's very like.
Yeah, I think Death Stranding probably like leans more on like you can still be casual.
Yeah.
yeah,
with it.
and get back in. Yeah.
Deathloop, I don't think you can be casual with.
Would you
like-
say? Did you play Dishonored?
Yeah.
Do you feel like you'd be more casual with Dishonored?
Yes.
I would, because it seems like similar style in the way of like you have your power and then you have your guns and like you kind of combine that. So that's interesting to hear. Definitely.
Yeah, like Dishonored like doesn't necessarily require like a strategy.
Yeah, you can kind of do it as you go, more like and kind of figure. Yeah,
Yeah, to some extent like it's similar with Deathloop, but like
there's
it-
markers that are major differences.
it
Yeah,
leans more toward like you should know kind of like what you're
how you're gonna attack this
Yeah,
certain
you-
situation. Yeah, like
you need to like do that more. But I think like it's all laid out like really well.
sure. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I definitely I keep repeating. I cannot wait to play that. But Gooch,
I
what's
just
up
want to
next?
let you know I resorted to.
No, I
using
love
my
it, and I
water
think
bottle.
that works.
I got a little annoyed. I'm getting a little annoyed with this fucking thing. I can't wait until we're all.
But
said
it was
and done with
pretty
these.
set for a while.
I know, and,
then
I
all of a sudden-
moved it, and I moved it, and I was like, "Fuck!"
Fucking good.
Like exactly what I said, Trio, not to do.
Yeah,
I
I'm
did.
sitting here like,
Yeah, but I think harkening on all your points, like Arcane has a vibe.
Yeah.
And Deathloop definitely has it. I just was so uninterested by it. I don't know why.
no, I get you. Hey, I mean,
And
I don't
liked-
think you
I
were
liked,
alone.
I
in
like
that.
Dishonored's
So-
whale punk thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
You know, I was into that. Yeah,
Is that like the
like-
style? It
That's
is?
like what they called it. Like that was like their
whale
Whale
punk.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like steampunk except whales.
You know, everything's whale focused.
Yeah, there's
Everything
The
runs on
energy
whale
instead of
oil.
it being steam focused,
Right.
it's whale power.
it's like
Blubber.
whale oil.
It's whale
or
oil,
It's
yeah.
whale
Yeah.
oil.
Literally.
It's
Yeah.
explosive too. It's blue
Interesting.
for some reason.
It's like it's actually like
That's kinda
glowing like
Yeah.
white semen.
Again, very. It's so bright that it appears. Yeah.
That's kind of what it looks like.
Again, going back to they have very interesting ideas for sure.
Our final award, of course, the reason that everyone is here, the big boy game of
boy.
the year. Nominees are Deathloop, It Takes Two, Metroid Dread, Psychonauts 2, Ratchet and Clank, Rift Apart, and Resident Evil Village. And our winner, It Takes Two, out of, in my opinion, left field. I did not expect.
that is wild.
I did not expect It Takes Two to win.
I don't know how he
at
won
all,
that.
and I don't think Joseph Ferris did either.
He had no idea, but
Yeah,
I'm so
I
happy.
No,
for him.
really-
he was like, what?
I'm
like,
so
Right,
fucking happy
right.
for that guy.
no, there was a genuine reaction when his name
So
got
cool.
Yeah,
announced.
he got up and he was like fucking losing.
Like
it.
he just took down the big players.
I don't think we've seen
Isn't
a.
there some type of copyright strike thing going on with that
Yes.
too?
I,
Or, like-
I think he was
Oh,
so.
the
I think.
title of the game.
yeah, of
Yeah,
the title of the game.
Oh
like,
yeah,
because of Take Two.
Take Two. Oh,
What
dude.
jerk
I,
off.
I
What
was
a
ex-
joke.
I was expecting some sort of comment to that, but I think he was just so hype about.
I think
being
that's
out
good. I
there
think he
that-
did the right move in the way of just like
because like you know
Yeah.
he's been, you know, the fuck the Oscars thing is like a
Yeah.
legendary Game
So
Awards moment,
funny.
and like ever since then, you know, Joseph Ferris being on stage is like a thing.
Dude. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think we've seen a win like this since The Walking Dead season 1 won in 2012, Game of the Year. That was
Interesting.
huge. You know, an indie studio like Telltale coming in with a very different genre and like just took it home. And I
That's
was like,
insane that was almost 10 years ago.
yeah, that is kind of
like,
wild.
that's like-
that is pretty insane.
That is wild, actually. Thanks for making me feel like kind of old.
That's
Yeah,
also just, like,
we
the
were
best.
in high school. Well, I was a senior.
Walking Dead
we were-
season 1's really good.
Yeah, yeah. I would love to replay that series now that it's kind of been out.
I think
for a while.
I think it can probably gets worse as you play it.
Yeah,
But
unfortunately, I like the last season.
The first one is unbelievably sick. And then the Back to the Future game was cool, and the Jurassic Park game was cool.
I never played the Back to the. It's funny that was like one of their first ones, right? That they made.
Yeah, I think might have been the second one after.
I would love
Walking
to give
Dead.
that a go. That's because
Very-
I love
it's
those movies.
very
Those are some of my
cool.
favorites.
So does anyone think anything else should have won? Obviously, like my personal game of the year was Guardians of the Galaxy. I was kind of unfortunate
They
to
got
see it
snubbed.
here. I don't think it got snubbed, but like I don't think Metroid Dread really should have been on here.
Yeah, I don't know. I think again, yeah, my personal game is definitely Guardians out of those
But
for
like,
sure.
Who?
But it's cool to see It Takes Two.
I guess the
get that.
panel. Yeah,
I don't know Who does vote?
Yeah, I guess
how does that work?
Does
So
their
the
advisory
game
panel put
the
them
game
on
industry
there?
kind of like they narrow it down and then they vote again and then the viewer also has like a weighted percentage of it. I'm sure it's broken down somewhere.
Gotcha.
Online. Yeah, Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart was kind of like my game of the year for a little bit, but like it's
don't think
it's
that
good, but
really
like
is.
it's not like it wasn't shockingly good, you know.
It's cool.
It was
but,
what you
like,
expected.
Yeah, it's basically what you expected. Like,
I mean, I didn't play Village, but you know, I feel like Village was kind of not mixed, but like it wasn't RE7.
It
So,
definitely didn't blow. I think
I'm surprised you didn't play that.
I'm playing through chronological order of the series, and I'll
okay,
get there.
okay.
All right, I'll relax.
no, I think again it's
Fucking calm down.
it's funny because I love the atmosphere of that game so much more than 7, but like 7's just it's much creepier. Like this, I am like going through those fucking country houses and like the weird. Like, I don't love the molded in that, but like everything else in that game makes it so much more just ambiance driven. But then again, I did like it went a bit too much actiony. I think again on this outing. I think they could have reined it back in a little bit more again, but I still did again.
But 7 was like a linear game, right? So
A little, yeah, I guess so.
like, you can't just like explore around like Village, right?
No, you could
Not
have passed
really,
a
it's a
certain
house.
point.
Yeah.
I think it kind of like you could explore the houses
that's
and the
right, that's what I
compound,
thought.
but like I mean I think it's the world is bigger in Resident Evil 8, but I think it's the same idea that was in 7.
Yeah.
Like once you unlock that area to go do that, you can go free roam and you can kind of go to
Like
that
it's,
whenever.
I think Village was pretty. It was just pretty cool. Like
It was really cool.
and
Yeah.
it was cool. Like I had like a moment where I just like organically found like the trench gun shotgun because I just there was like a gate with a chain thing on it. And I was like, oh, I just want to go in there.
No, yeah.
And I just found it in a drawer.
I definitely
And I
want
got
to
an
replay
extra
that.
weapon. Like,
Absolutely.
stuff like
at some
that's
point. Yeah.
cool. Yeah, no, I don't know if game of the year. I don't know.
No, I wouldn't. I agree.
John, thoughts?
Yeah, I don't think I really played any game that truly blew me away.
Yeah,
this
yeah,
year.
It was everybody's
This year's
game.
kind of been like meh.
Yeah, everyone sort of had an opportunity, but there wasn't, like John just said, that
that's
that
why
killer
he
app
won.
this year.
Yeah, no, I will say Guardians did blow me up like that in the way of just because I think my expectations were so maybe low because of
Yeah,
it.
right, right.
But like it was such a pleasant surprise that it did kind of like blow me out of the water. But I do think that's a very reasonable statement for most people this year.
And my favorite game of the year is Little Nightmares 2.
That came out this
That did
year?
come out this year, didn't it?
I love the first one. I never got around to the second one.
Yeah, so
I'd have to give
I guess this is a good opportunity to say like what our games of the year are, what we played this year. I mean, I kind of
already gave mine
right,
for the most part. Yeah.
Yeah. I have a note of like everything I played that I didn't talk about. Mass Effect Legendary Edition, Death Stranding Director's Cut, House of Ashes, Octopath on Xbox, and Final Fantasy VII Intergrade. Again, we talked about everything else, but like it wasn't. We didn't have a huge.
Would you say Intergrade is a 2021 game?
I just have it on the sake of being here. Like,
Because
is Death Stranding a 2021 game? No, not really.
But just games.
And
you
is
played.
Mass Effect Legendary Edition? No, not really. But like, I didn't have a lot of games that I played this year, so I was like, I'll add the remasters.
I really didn't
and
have much
and
either.
the upgrades. Like,
Yeah.
I'll just be cheap. But yeah, Guardians, and like that's it. I just feel like I liked Returnal. Well, Guardians of Ratchet and Clank were my two big ones this year. That's it.
Spider-Man wasn't this year, was it? No, I didn't think so. Yeah.
Real quick, if we're talking remasters, dude,
What do you have to say?
technically my favorite game this year is the PS5 version of Control. For the
I still need to finish
for
Control.
the third year in a row, that is my favorite game.
I love it. All right.
Tom, anything else we didn't talk about that you played?
Hell let loose.
Is that your game of the year for sure?
Without a doubt. Yeah.
What is that?
Yeah, we've talked about it.
Have we talked? We were
Yeah,
talking about
it's
it.
the World War II game.
Oh, duh. Sorry.
Yeah,
World War II
so
series.
it's just 100 player World War II, perfect balance between simulation and arcade. Like,
I love it. All right.
if you don't like games that are too slow,
Is that only on PC?
no, it launched on PS5 and Xbox Series S and X.
All right. Well, maybe I'll have to give it a
6-player
look.
squads.
Cross-platform.
Cross-platform between the consoles. PC is a separate community, but it launched this year in October, and I mean, I haven't had a multiplayer game. I've been playing it for like the past year on PC, but the fact that it's on console is just blowing me away.
That's cool.
So
That's awesome. Maybe
I
I'll have to
haven't
give
had a
it
game.
a shot.
You know, I haven't had a game come out like that where I've been really excited to play with my friends on the console forever.
That's cool.
You know?
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Because like Battlefield came out, I played a little bit. It was like all right, and then they're just
I'm
you know,
returning it.
but
return
they go to the wrong direction. I buy the game.
It's so funny because that initial release, I feel like got
deleted it.
everyone really
It's off my
hyped.
console now.
Yeah, I deleted it off my console.
I'm gonna return it.
They Battlefield comes out, you know, they're already adding like the heroes off the bat. You know, you have like the hero characters, and I'm going like, okay, they can add that if they want. If they just go in the direction of soldiers in a war,
That makes sense.
they
That's
can make
fine.
it better.
Yeah.
But no, immediately the first month, we're going to be announcing a Santa Claus skin and giving you reindeer on your tank. And I'm like, oh, dude, no, nobody's asking
I
for
heard
that.
That's not the direction.
Not the
they
direction
need
you want to go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we're
That
not
sucks.
Call of Duty. You know,
It's
no
just
offense.
like,
Yeah, I don't know. I will say in the multiplayer realm, it's kind of just under the gun. I have been loving Halo's multiplayer, of course.
Yeah,
and I know that's more next year.
I'm not
Technically,
far
yeah.
enough in Halo's campaign where
To
I want to say
the
that,
campaign
like,
I
my
can't
game
really
of the
speak
year.
much
And
to,
I'm sure
but-
we're going to be talking about it next year.
Absolutely.
But last but certainly not least, we had some pretty fucking cool announcements this year. In no particular order, guys. Where do you want to start?
I don't
know. I mean,
Wow,
that
I
Star
can't believe we
Wars-
hadn't done the announcements
the
already.
Star Wars game from Quantic Dream is pretty fucking huge.
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
excited.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, High
Again,
Republic.
way
before
too
the
early of an
prequels.
announcement, though.
See,
It's in early development. Stop showing me CGI trailers
Yeah,
for
well,
something
I-
that's
I
not going to
would-
come out
I
for
would-
5 years.
Yeah, I
thank
agree
you.
with that.
That was hype.
It's so. I mean,
was hype.
it is hype.
It
Don't
was
get me
hype.
wrong, but like then after I finished it, I'm like, oh, this. And then I just read the description, and it's like in early development. I'm like, oh, so you have nothing yet.
Yeah.
It's like
However-
That's what they.
Let me say this. If it comes out in like 3 years plus, the game might look like this trailer.
No, and that's true.
Yeah,
No,
I mean,
it might
honestly-
actually
and
be
I'm
very
curious, and it was,
next-gen.
and it
Holy
said that
shit.
it's an action adventure. Are there other games considered action adventure games?
Yeah, Uncharted is considered action.
I think
Wait, did
Jedi
they-
Fallen Order's an
Wait, who is?
action
Wait,
adventure game.
Quantic Dream. I thought they did.
They didn't.
Detroit
they,
Become
they
Human.
haven't
Yeah,
made.
so the-
Rain,
They haven't
Beyond Two
made
Souls.
action adventure.
That's what I'm saying.
games.
That's what I was trying to say. So the games that they have done in the past,
They've done Heavy Rain.
have definitely not been
Beyond Two
action adventure
Souls,
games.
And Detroit Become Human.
So I
And-
thought
and-
that was a
and
point of
Indigo
things. Yeah.
Prophecy.
Dude, I mean, fucking Detroit. Even Beyond Two Souls looks fucking awesome.
No, it's gonna look, but like I just think it's very
yeah.
interesting to
Like-
see that they're calling it an action game. Like,
Well, because
so
dude, if
What?
they're giving
Because
me,
they're not.
That's not usually what they do.
combat-focused.
right,
So like
which is,
I am.
which is even more exciting. So if they're
I
giving
agree,
me, if they're giving me
1000%, yeah.
Detroit Become Human graphics and like a third person like just level that I can explore and shit and use a lightsaber, holy shit!
I mean, they seem to, and from the description it says that there's multiple protagonists that you play as,
And
and
it
so that
sounds
seems
like-
to be very
yeah, so they're
Quantic
gonna-
Dream.
right, they're gonna keep.
We could have seen them in the trailer, and we just didn't know.
No, I think absolutely.
I think one of them's the blue guy with the eye patch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alien dude.
Again, very cool designs. Yeah, it got me hyped, but stop showing me trailers for games that aren't coming back for 4 to 5 years.
I more or less agree with that.
Yeah.
It's kind of just
It's
over the point.
frustrating for me.
It's the classic Ubisoft tactic.
But I mean, I even feel like unfortunately that's just with everything. Like,
is it?
It's-
Yeah, it's like here's Ubisoft, another CGI trailer. Thanks, Ubisoft.
yeah, but theirs is usually coming
Show
out
me
like
what your
within
game looks like, and then it comes
Yeah,
out.
but,
It's dog
but
shit.
yeah, they're usually pretty quick turnaround.
yeah, it's usually like next
a
month
year.
is the game. Yeah, like sure.
Yeah, at least.
Listen,
Like
yeah,
Avatar game?
Yeah, well, so that's been in development.
That was
for
last
years.
year, right?
Yeah.
Dude,
No,
I
that was
forgot
E3.
about
I completely
that.
forgot that that's
Oh
been
my
in
God.
development.
Fuck that.
for
No,
Dude,
no,
that's
nobody-
fuck-
nobody
that could be
needs that.
sick.
I'm gonna play that.
Yeah, me
Listen,
too.
I'm not gonna write it off
Game of the year.
I want to
completely,
be Jake
but like,
Sully.
yeah.
Dude.
But yeah, stop showing me CGI trailers for games 5 years out. That's,
Yeah.
that's
Speaking
it,
of
man.
CGI trailers for games more than 5 years out, Wonder Woman from Monolith.
Again,
Oh,
another
dude.
one.
That was
By the way,
literally her
to
face.
keep
Yeah.
to keep my point going, you don't need. You can announce that game, and the hype is immediate. You don't like they have like Star Wars, Wonder Woman, DC. Like you don't need to tell me about these 5 years in a row or early to get hype going. You can tell me 6 months before,
Right.
and you're gonna still sell gangbusters.
And that's what
like
they,
there's-
they're, Harry Potter games, same thing.
Exactly.
That was surprisingly missing.
Absent, yeah.
I
where was
really
that?
thought we were going to see that, but what I'm really psyched about is one, I didn't really like Shadow of War. Shadow of Mordor was great, but I'm really
The studio.
I'm really
Yeah.
excited to see how the Nemesis system plays into Wonder Woman.
Do you think they're bringing that back for sure?
Oh yeah,
No
it's their
way.
staple.
I don't think they are.
No way.
Really.
No, I don't think so.
Dude, that's their bread and butter.
Yeah.
It's their bread and butter, but like I think they're gonna
Maybe
build
they,
a new
maybe they
bread
do a
and
new
butter.
take on it that we
But
don't
wait
know.
a minute, but they. So what other games have they made outside of those games?
I think
That's
that's what that
it?
studio has
Just
done. Yeah.
Shadow of Mordor and War.
So they must. So I
No
mean,
way
you
to
would
put the
assume.
Nemesis system in Wonder Woman.
I don't think.
Yeah, I don't know how it'd work, but I'm
They
kinda
must have.
interested.
I'm curious how long they've been working on that game then for. I wonder.
I thought it was Injustice 3. I was about to shit my pants.
But I will say, if they give me the Wonder Woman movie, like the reboot movie, where it's World War I related, and I'm Wonder Woman,
I think there's a bunch of cool directions they could go with that for sure.
just
Like
give me
that
some
could
kind
make
of
it
time travel thing,
Yeah.
something.
Like I'm curious, like because
Let me
like the
intervene
way
in a war
the
with
like
Wonder Woman.
in the over like what the Jesus Christ, not the voiceover.
Right.
She's like talking about like people invading or something. So I'm wondering if it's on Themyscira or something like that, which I think
Yeah,
might
you
not
know
be
what?
that cool.
That's like, is that where she's from?
yeah, that's like her
Yeah.
island or whatever.
Oh,
so
I could
like,
absolutely see that.
that's
Like,
what I was thinking.
They make
and
like a whole,
the gods
Ghost of-
are invading or something like that, or like. Yeah, I think that there's a few different.
Shadow of Mordor is like that, isn't
Yeah.
it? It's like
Yeah.
you're in a big
Exactly, yeah.
open world, and
you're in
so-
Mordor, and
they're invading.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
right,
you
yeah.
fight
So
the
that's why I
orcs.
think that could be it. But I also think Themyscira, like at least in the comics and stuff, it's not like a
It's
big
not
place.
like a giant. Yeah,
It's
like
kind of a
it's
little
like
secluded
city
island.
more than it
Yeah.
is an island. Like it's an island, but it's a city.
You could walk across it in a day, and I feel like most of the like things
Yeah,
that it's
it's not
presented.
I
in.
could
huge.
absolutely see them just.
But I could
making
seeing it, like,
that
making
the
it like a
island,
continent or something,
And it's
yeah.
literally like Ghost of Tsushima ripoff with Wonder Woman.
I'd play the fuck.
You
out
heard
of
it here first.
Yeah.
I don't know how much you want to talk about Suicide Squad kills the Justice League. It's like we've seen it. We saw
No,
gameplay.
but this is the first time we saw game. Like so,
I know, but
I
feel
really
like
was
it didn't
still
matter.
a little bit. I'm still a tad bit confused on exactly how the
what
game's
it
gonna
is,
play.
right?
I mean, it looks like it's gunplay. It looks like each character has their own abilities and ways to move out through the world. Captain, I do appreciate them for going with some weird, like, he plays Captain Boomerang. Part of me is like, why are you making Captain Boomerang? But then the other part of me is like, they could do some funny stuff with that, just like, and they have good writers there at Rocksteady. So I'm excited.
Is Suicide Squad supposed to be like that, colorful and bright and like happy and funny?
Yeah,
I feel
well,
like it
it's
could be sick if it was like dark.
So I feel like in the
right.
comics it can
is
be
a
very
different direction from the Arkham series.
I feel
Which
like
is
it can
very
be.
dark.
No, it's true. I think in the comics it can kind of go either way. It's some comics, some comic lines it takes itself more
Right.
seriously, and it's like a real kind of Black Ops team.
Yeah, me personally,
and
I
it
like-
depends. I
I
think
think
who you
so.
have on that.
Depends
I guess.
on the team.
But I
Depends
don't. I
who's
feel like
writing
this
it.
one,
Yeah.
Well,
it definitely is flirting with the wacky. Absolutely,
they're
to
in
a
the
degree.
direction of the recent movie.
Kind of.
No,
not real. Like.
no.
Yeah, it's
Oh, in the most
movie,
recent,
like-
yeah, I'm sorry,
yeah,
the
right,
most Suicide
recent
Squad.
movie
Yeah,
is, like,
I would say so. Yeah, I think.
Oh, right. Yes, not in the sense of the story.
Yeah, no,
Because
like
they're
the tone, I
going
get
up
what you-
against the Justice League,
Oh,
which is like, you know, not as like a not a Suicide Squad esque. Well, actually,
I am
it is
really
and it isn't.
curious as to what type of plot fuckery they do to make the Flash not break everyone's neck in the
like
first
7
5
seconds.
milliseconds.
Yeah.
So, because like I mean,
And
again, that's the
Superman
one
and
problem with
Wonder
the
Woman.
Flash and like a lot of these. You do run into this problem of like, especially in the show and stuff, he can't run fast enough to dodge things that he should absolutely be able to dodge. Like it's not even. But that's the problem of saying you like the idea is he can move.
with your hands.
What? Oh, I'm sorry. But like that's again an issue with that character. It's a tough hurdle
Yeah.
to jump around. But we'll see. I'm excited. But yeah, I don't think there was. I would have liked to see more gameplay in that. I feel like it was kind of very interspersed.
Yeah, it was,
very
it
lightly.
was too flashy. I'm not one like
quick cuts.
yeah like. Just
I need to see a
showing-
full gameplay
Yeah,
like
right.
demo to
I-
really understand. Yeah.
like when they show for any game when they show like the running animation and just like going through like the world.
Yeah.
That's what I need to see.
And there was one part that I thought was really cool with Boomerang where you were like throwing your like the way he was traversing. He has like a teleportation boomerang, I guess.
Really?
And like he's like it looks
There
really
was
cool.
so much shit
that
happening in the
bit where
trailer.
it looked like he was stepping on like platforms
And then he
in
yes,
the air.
yeah. So like again, I want to just see a more long
Yeah,
version of this and actually
How
really
is
see
it-
how
wanna
you
see
work
some,
with each
you know,
other.
over the shoulder. You
Yeah.
actually want to see gameplay.
Yeah, absolutely. And
Right.
I mean,
I'm at that point
there's
as well.
one section in the trailer where it cuts to all 4 of them. It shows them for like 30 seconds each of like this is them running and this is him and like King Shark's like battling or doing something.
Kinda
But like
seems like it
it's
might
a
just play like Arkham.
No, I think it's Arkham to a degree.
And you like jump on
and
enemies
you
off
can
the
play with
buildings.
4 people at a time, but I guess
Maybe,
it's
yeah.
well, that's what they said. It's
Oh,
a
it's
4.
co-op.
It's co-op, but like I guess you can go
Wow.
through.
Interesting.
So that's why it does. I'm curious to see how it goes. Yeah. So, but apparently it
You didn't know
seems
it was
that you can
co-op?
play it all through by yourself as well.
Yeah,
At least as far as I could tell.
Is it co-op?
That's
Yeah.
what they. I'm very.
It's a
confident
games as a
that they-
service.
No,
No.
but I don't
Oh,
think
Jesus.
that's true.
That's what they said,
Oh
though.
God.
I don't think so.
But like, right? That's what I'm saying. Like, how?
No, I just think. But
I know.
So hold on.
I know.
I really think Gooch is wrong on the game. You might be right.
That's what
but
they were reporting. I don't know what that means.
I
though.
saw co-op. That's it. I didn't see game as a service. I think game as a service would be an awful way to go,
Yeah,
and I don't think.
horrible. This is what I remember. Sorry.
No, it's okay.
Gotham Knights, I thought was the co-op game, and Suicide Squad was single player.
But they are. I thought they are both.
Wait, I
co-op.
think he's right. No, I think he's right.
Guys, I'm just gonna clear this
Yeah,
up because
Gotham
I'm very.
Knights was Gotham Knights.
Gotham
was
Knights
co-op.
is co-op, but
Right.
is
Yeah, please confirm.
Suicide
Let me see what this says.
Squad.
Nah, it doesn't
kills.
say. I mean, and this game is slated for next year. So
The way that they've been talking about it, it seems very much to be a story-driven, like narrative
co-op
experience,
campaign.
co-op campaign
Yeah.
narrative
And
experience.
I wish that were the case.
And I hope, I'm hoping. I have faith in Rocksteady in the fact. Like I know a lot of people didn't like love Arkham Knight. And it's not as fondly looked upon, but I still think they did a really good
Or
job
the
with
best
that game.
Mad Max.
Yeah, or Mad Max is actually a lot of fun. But I thought that wasn't that WB. Anyways, yeah, I don't
Like
know.
Avalanche or something.
Oh yeah, maybe. But I think they might have.
So okay, Screen
taken
Rant.
the
Here we
fighting
go.
system
Well, this is from August.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
that's probably the last time we saw it was in August.
Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League puts players in the shoes of 4 members. Okay, here's how you control them. So you can play as all of them.
Right.
So
I
okay,
figured that you could
on the game,
switch.
kill event announced. Blah 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 blah. Filling roots DC.
Like I thought you could like switch at will between like the Shark Man.
Yeah, that's what it
The
like
Shark
Final
Man.
Fantasy. Like well,
Yes, exactly.
Like
The
Final
remake.
Fantasy 15.
Yeah,
sorry.
exactly. Yeah.
Um,
That's what I was figuring.
How Suicide Squad juggles single player and co-op.
Oh, there it is.
In regards to its effect on overall gameplay, Hill mentioned that the entire game is, quote, dynamic, unquote, and that players can play the entire game in whichever fashion they choose. The whole game is accessible in single player and multiplayer.
No.
And that players can freely tackle missions in either format they choose, wanting to give that option for fans. To follow up
That could be cool.
further on the single player portion, Hill states players are, quote, never locked, unquote, to one player at a time,
Yeah.
and this allows game players to swap between the 4 members freely on the fly.
Okay. I'm into that.
So it's kind of like they flirted with something like this in Arkham Knight and stuff like that, where you had the dual play and you could play as 2 characters at once while they're fighting a bunch of people. So that sounds about right. I'm still not seeing anything in here about games as a service stuff, so I think that's good.
Yeah.
But you know, we'll see.
Alan Wake 2, 2023. That looks hype. And I really hope Control enters Alan Wake 2. I really hope we see that.
I agree.
I really think there's an opportunity.
I'm
there.
sorry. Before we fully step into Alan Wake 2, the one thing I will say, the trope that's been annoying me a lot lately, and we need to stop, is the bad Superman trope. I feel like I've seen it in 18 different things within the
Yeah,
past 2 years.
it's kind of used a lot.
I feel
right?
like, but that's we can move on. Sorry, Alan Wake 2 looks really good.
Yeah,
I never
pretty
played the
cool.
first one, and I need to.
Yeah.
I always hear that it's like
Did they
an amazing
release
game.
that re-release yet?
Yeah, that remaster's out. Yeah.
okay.
It's out on PlayStation
Yeah,
4
it's
now,
on
right?
PlayStation,
Yeah. Or N5. So
Yep.
Could be cool.
it's pretty sweet. We don't really know
first
much
one
about
cool?
that though, right?
The Alan Wake
Second,
2?
yeah.
No,
Did you
That
play
was
the
the-
first one?
Yeah.
Is it cool?
This was the announcement
cool.
trailer, right?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Was this one of the Nvidia leaks?
No.
I-
No.
Um,
Yes.
Maybe I don't remember.
I feel like it was because I felt like when I saw this, I was like, wasn't that announced already? Or maybe I just was imagining things.
Well, it like
or maybe I thought I maybe heard it somewhere.
it
before,
was
too.
kind of like
People probably knew.
yeah, it was in the I don't know what to call it, but like Control, like they had the Alan Wake DLC.
Yeah.
And like they like hint heavily. Well, I think like the end of the DLC, like Alan himself like says something about like returning.
Gotcha.
Like,
Yes.
So
And so this is Remedy?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
and,
and
it's-
they are
and
also.
and is it a survival horror game? It is not an action game.
It is a survival
Sam
horror
Lake
game.
came out
I
and
love
like
it.
really said that. It's like, Alan Wake 1 was like it was more of an action game than it was a horror game. Like we are going full survival horror. I'm like, that's
It's
cool.
so funny
Yeah.
because like I don't know, my roommate
I
he
gotta
doesn't
play
play a
Alan
ton
Wake.
of video games, but like he always goes, you have to play Alan Wake. Like that's one of his favorite
Yeah,
games.
it
of all
is
time.
one of those titles that I feel like a lot of like has like a cultish following.
Yeah, I should give that the remaster especially. Why not?
Yeah, it's definitely cultish, like because like I know Sam Lake is like big David Lynch fan.
Yeah.
he's
and,
in Death
like-
Stranding.
Oh yeah,
He's
that's
one
right.
of the preppers in Death
I
Stranding.
can't believe
Interesting.
Sam Lake made Alan Wake.
Yeah.
Dude,
But
I mean, that just makes sense.
come on.
At, like,
Sam Lake, Alan Wake.
I played Alan Wake for the first time last summer, in 2020.
Yeah.
It definitely is like corny and like
Sure.
like the
Sick.
dialogue
Yeah.
and stuff and
he's a
Do
writer,
you think the
too.
old version holds up like that game like to play? Because I
Oh,
own
the remaster came out.
I know, but I do own like just the regular
I actually do
non-remastered.
too.
oh
right.
yeah, that's
So
what
like I
played,
was
yeah.
thinking like I guess maybe not. Why not buy the remastered and play it like cool? But I don't know.
You could play the
It's
original.
still
Yeah,
playable. That's cool.
But yeah, where was the whole control, like the shared universe stuff. Like I'm not like the biggest fan of like the
That
shared
you need to do
universe.
that. Yeah. Like
yeah, but I don't know, for some reason like I love control so much, like I'm just in on
Yeah,
like
you're-
whatever they're doing.
that's cool. Again, I need to finish Control. I do.
Yeah.
Sick game.
I know, and I don't love the combat in it that much. Maybe it's because I just didn't really like. I do think the ambiance though and the story are so unique and cool. And
Yeah.
interesting. Like,
I will say like you should get as far as like getting the like levitation.
all right, well that's what I think, and I kept getting lost too, and maybe it was my own dumb fault for not like I was trying to find my way to like certain areas, and I was like,
the one thing I will say, like if you're getting lost, there are signs.
okay, that's actually good to know.
Like,
That's actually great. I feel like I do remember that.
Let-
too.
Can you
Dude,
read?
last
There
resort,
are-
follow the
Well,
signs.
it's so
for
funny.
real.
Like I'm playing games lately, and I'm like, am I getting too old? Because I'm not like in
I have
Guardians.
I have an
I got
impeccable
stuck on
sense
this
of
one
direction.
part. I'm like, where the fuck do I go? It turns out there's a crack in the wall that I have to walk through, and I'm like,
Yeah.
how did I miss this?
I feel like I-
literally had to look it up, and I felt like an idiot.
I've
I
been
feel like
there.
I have a good sense of direction because of video games.
Yeah, I think that definitely helps. It's just more.
I know, like I was at the Ren Fair like in September. I'm with my dad. I'm like, why you're like terrible at getting around? Like it's like not that hard. It's like a, like a video game.
Figure
town.
it out. Let's go. Yeah. Here's your
Like,
mini map.
literally.
Let's get it
Yeah,
done.
like, come on. We had Forspoken. We got a May 24th, 2022 trailer. Again, I'm like really like and then especially since you told me the team that made Final Fantasy 15 made it. I don't know, man. It looks okay. It looks kind of weird. I don't know.
Forspoken?
Yeah.
I think it looks really cool. I like it. It kind of blew me away. Like surprise, like for a new IP for something I know
I'm
nothing
just
to. Like,
skeptical because I didn't like Final Fantasy 15. That game was very like underwhelming. It's not trash. I don't hate it, but I just think that Final Fantasy was not a strong one.
sure.
My strong feeling is that Forspoken will have a bad story and really
Like
good
cool gameplay,
like
yeah.
like incredible gameplay.
Yeah, like where
Yeah,
it's,
that
that's
sounds like
funny,
Final
yeah.
Fantasy.
yeah.
Tom, anything?
For Forspoken, well, John told me Amy Hennig wrote it.
Amy, yeah, like
Yeah.
Or
she's,
Oh, really?
she's like co-writing.
Gary Whitta is also writing it.
Who's he?
He wrote Rogue One.
Oh,
That's his only claim to fame. It's just funny. I
Book of
feel.
Eli.
Oh, was he?
That's
He
a
wrote
good
Book of
one.
Eli.
That's
That's a
sick.
fair. I take it back. That's a
and
really.
after-
That's a good one.
That's a
He's
good
on
one.
Kind
Yeah.
of funny a lot, so that's where I know him from mostly.
Wow, I didn't realize he wrote that. That's cool.
It's
Yeah.
pretty sick.
Well, it
Yeah.
is. That gives cred where cred's due.
Yeah.
Anyone have any interest in Texas Chainsaw Massacre?
Not at all.
No, but I mean.
What happened? Is it like a game or
well,
something?
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's another CG trailer. We don't know like
Yeah, they don't.
Oh, so it's literally it's just a
Oh,
Texas
It's the
Chainsaw
creators
Massacre
of
game.
Friday the 13th, so
Okay,
they got
yeah,
another.
Oh,
they got
so
another
it's-
horror.
So
IP.
we're assuming it's. I wonder if it's
So
gonna
I
be.
guessed and I was correct.
I think it is going to be like co-op.
Is
I
it going to
literally
be
said
co-op
that's
or is
like
it going
a
to be more
sequel.
story ended? Like
No, it's gonna-
it's going to be
it's-
the yeah.
Have you played the
it's-
Friday the 13th?
Yeah,
game?
it's gonna be like
It's
that.
gonna
Yeah,
be like,
before it was
yeah.
shut down.
That makes
you're
sense.
gonna be in like a bar
Oh, it
in
got shut
Texas,
down?
it's like,
Yes, because of the IP.
Really? Could they just not afford? Or like what happened?
I think it got taken from
Maybe
them.
they got.
They
maybe
probably had to
lost
renew it.
licensing
And
rights or
that's
something.
crazy. That like, I guess like that happens with like the music and GTA and stuff like that.
Yep,
It goes out of
yep,
copyright. But
yeah.
like, that blows my mind that like a game. like a game or something you make like that go like the movie doesn't go out of copyright.
It's
you know
too
what I mean?
popular of an IP,
but like
I think that's the
because they
issue.
probably just buy.
and it's probably
It's probably
yearly
not the
contractual basis. Like that's
Like it's all money based. It's all money based. Like making
I
a video
don't know
game's
what
not like you have
happened.
MGM behind you and you're just buying a song.
No, I know.
I remember
yeah,
my
it's-
cousin,
That's interesting.
who is not a gamer.
They
was
probably
like,
licensed them for like 4 years.
No, you're absolutely
He
right.
was
It's
like,
just
yeah,
crazy
dude.
to think like what happens to the people that bought that game? You just
They probably have like 2 options.
No,
Like,
it's
you
done.
can license
You
it
can't
for
play it
like
anymore.
4 years or buy. the
and then that
rights.
person who bought the game is just fucked.
Yeah.
Like
Pretty
wow,
much, yeah.
that is
That's
crazy.
how business works, Drew.
No, I know, but again, it's
Get
like
fucked.
with GTA. You're only losing the music, so you can easily replace that.
Yeah.
With Friday the 13th, it's the
The
game.
whole
Like that is the game. Like you can't just be like, all right, guys, we're gonna put back up the servers, but it's not Jason anymore, and it's just
Yeah.
a weird baghead man.
It's it's your neighbor.
It's a guy with a
shut
bag
down?
on his head. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's not functioning anymore.
No way.
They shut the IP down. I'm telling
but like,
you.
dude.
What? Well, there's.
They couldn't make money. It's it's a games as
Well-
a service, or it's
Oh, so yeah, maybe they
what
could
it-
like.
I don't think it was. I think they just.
not a games as a service, but like it's a multiplayer game. Obviously, they're selling things in it to keep it going. I'm pretty sure it was free to play, right?
Not
that
at the
I
beginning.
know.
I think after a while it was
Not-
free on like PlayStation
Maybe
and
yeah,
stuff
after
like
a
that.
while, but not that I know of. I'm pretty sure I purchased that, and it's pretty cool. I mean, unless you're like a diehard fan of that, like it gets old after a while. But it's a sick game. You know, I wouldn't mind seeing like other movies. Like, give me Jurassic Park like that, where someone's the raptor. Give me Alien. It's a cool concept. Like the bag, everybody gets to hide, and you get to like, plan and be in cahoots with each other and
Well,
stuff.
they did do the Predator one.
Yeah, that one's a cool game, but that one sucks.
Yeah.
I can't. It seems like you could still play it right
Predator
now, but they
Hunting
can't
Ground?
make anything
Yeah.
new.
Is that what you're saying? Hunting Ground they did?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, which is a fucking cool game, but I don't think it's
How,
very good.
how about Senua's Saga, guys? Hellblade 2.
Looks really great. I mean,
Fucking unreal.
it looks very next gen, and I'm pumped. Yeah, I need to play the first one.
I said it.
I do.
That
Oh, dude.
that looks like the first next gen game.
Yeah, play the first one.
Really does.
No,
First
I
one's
hear
fucking
nothing.
unbelievable.
I really
you
do,
could
yeah.
blow through it. Like if you have a full afternoon, play it in one
I might do that
session.
one night. Yeah, and
Yeah,
I'll put on the headphones and all that
It
good
is a
stuff.
one
Yeah.
session game. I really like. I played it in 2 days. I think like at the beginning of the pandemic. Yeah, it was like one of the like that first weekend or
Yeah.
something.
And I bet that giant is Dillian.
Yeah, the guy.
Yeah, it's her boyfriend.
We'll see.
Spicy.
About that.
That's my take.
I was getting real like Jason and the Argonauts vibe from that. Do you know
Yeah.
that like 1960s
Yeah, it's
movie?
Like, it's like that or Clash of the Titans or something.
Right,
Yeah.
right. It's the Clash of the Titans
So
story of
sick.
Perseus, and like they go into the cave to
What's
kill the
cool?
Cyclops.
Yeah, what's cool is that I bet there's gonna be like monsters even bigger than that.
Jesus.
I want to see like the Earth monster. I want like the World Serpent.
Like Titans and stuff. Yeah.
What's Jormungandr?
Jormungandr.
Like
Yeah,
Shadow of the Colossus, but like 7 times that.
Oh my god, dude.
It is funny how the Viking stuff we know next to nothing about. That. Did you watch that react to the Viking? The
No,
Norse guy
I never
react?
did.
It's
What's
so
that,
funny.
Hellblade?
No, reacted to God of War,
Oh.
and it was just like he's
Was
like,
he, like,
well, this
freaking
is
out?
no, it wasn't
Nordic-
freaking out. It
Nordic
was just
man
more funny to
reacts.
see. He's like, honestly, we just know nothing about this. Like, we can't really say if this is true or not. Like, there's and even like some runes and stuff we know, but like he's like, well, these runes are correct, but not correct
Yeah.
for like the time period or idea that they're going with. They're like,
Hellblade's so sick. It's so cool that she's like Celtic and then she like invades the like Norse area.
no, it is.
Yeah.
It's also apparently Norse people, like you always see them with tattoos, and there's literally no reason to believe that was the case that they were doing for some reason. Yeah, apparently they like at least no physical. I think there were some descriptions, but for the most part, there's no real evidence as to
And
that.
one more thing about Hellblade 2. I wonder if they're gonna bring back the live action cutscenes. Because that's one thing I fucking love.
Oh, they're
Right.
live action?
Yeah,
The first
some
game
of it
has
is.
live action characters
like-
next to the animation, and
like-
they and they're very
they're like
almost, they're almost
oh.
indistinguishable because the facial animation's so good.
Fuck, I gotta. Maybe I'll play that this weekend.
It's
I don't
so
know.
sick. I got like the guy in the costume.
They're like
Maybe I'll nurse my hangover on Sunday with Senua's
I am
Sacrifice.
Sort Senua. I will help you.
I forgot about all that. Yeah, again, it's a 2-day game, but like I like don't remember it all that well.
So sick.
The Halo show, hype, looks great.
That was cool.
Yeah, I felt the trailer for how long we've been waiting for it was a tad underwhelming for me. I felt like I was hoping for a bit more. Like I
just,
get it, they can hold
right.
it close to the vest
You
again.
could just watch
honestly.
forward
I
on
thought
two
seeing
dogs.
like high charity and like
That
the
was
anodyne
cool.
spirit in the middle of the city was awesome.
I thought the other Spartans looked a little weird, but other than like I think Chief looks chef's kiss. He looks spot on.
For sure.
Pretty hard to fuck that up.
Yeah.
Just make a costume, and that's what they did. It seems like.
Well, I mean, but you'd be surprised. They like Hollywood, like you'd like.
You know?
It's like, man, just transfer, just take this and just
Right.
make that in real life. And they're like, no, we're not. We're gonna make it into leather, and then we're gonna put chains on it,
Or they'll just make
and
it
then we'll
CGI.
just make it CGI
Yeah.
parts of it.
There's a reason why, like,
Or
first
maybe we
Iron
won't
Man's
just.
pretty cool. It's a fucking suit.
No, it's a lot of.
You know?
I mean, or maybe we won't even decide on the design, and we'll just make it later
We'll
in the
just
movie.
make
I mean,
him look
that's
like
what
a jackass,
that's what
like
they did with
Sonic.
Eternals. Apparently, most of those suits weren't even made,
Dude.
and they just decided like have like most of the way into like.
Come on.
Yeah. I think
What?
Richard Madden's suit was real. I think
How did they
a
go
lot.
through a movie
It's
without-
like it's they just had like green. What do you mean? They just have like they CGI'd it out. That's what they did with the with the shrinking suits in
Holy
Endgame.
shit.
Which again, like I like that makes more sense to me in Endgame. Like it's like
We
that's
had a
something
whole
little, but it's like
conversation last night about CGI.
really.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
did.
yeah.
But no, I think again, I mean CGI. That's the whole thing. If it's done in the right spots, then it's good.
Anyway, we got a cinematic trailer for Elden Ring. I feel like Elden Ring is so close. It's a bunch of lore. John didn't want to watch it.
I didn't watch that.
We
Yeah,
blocked. We
we
T-posted in
covered
front
it.
of
We
him.
covered it for
Yeah.
them. We had a trailer for the next Sonic movie and the next game, Sonic Frontiers.
So is that like it looked like Sonic Breath of the Wild?
Yeah, that's
Is that-
exactly
yeah,
what
it looks like.
like.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I kept saying. I'm like, this is Breath of the Wild, just Sonic.
The movie looks fun. I don't know. Like again,
I
I'm
still haven't
happy
seen
to
the first
see
one.
that movie's doing. I watched it. I'm like, it's definitely a kids movie, which is fine. And like that's what Sonic's. That's it's fine. It's for kids. But I
fine,
thought
it's
it was.
fine.
I thought it was very well done. I mean, that's what they need to do more with those video game type movies. Don't directly adapt what's in the gameplay. Like just use the story and make it into something you want to watch. Like that's it. But I digress.
I couldn't have been less interested in the Gollum game, Lord of the Rings.
It's a very.
They didn't even
int-
show really.
like,
he was just
what
like
is
creeping
it?
around.
I'm
in
just
the
like,
cave.
this looks so dumb.
Apparently, it's like a stealth, like
Could be
fighting. I think it could be, but again, like you're right, Gooch. I don't know
You can
what's
meet
even.
Gandalf
Yeah, like,
and Frodo.
yeah, no, like, and I mean, I like the idea. Again, it's very outside the box. It's definitely not. If you were like make a Lord of the Rings game, that's not necessarily the first thing I would have chosen to make one off of. But
Here's the weird thing for me about that. Consider the Elden Ring CG trailer that was all lore based and like really like showing you something from the game. This Gollum trailer
was weird.
Nothing.
it was a CG trailer.
Where he was,
We've
like,
already seen gameplay
I
of this
thought
game.
we did. Yeah,
Did
I
we?
thought. Yeah, we
Yes.
have. There's
What?
gameplay out there. Yeah,
there's gameplay out, and this CG trailer just
just looked like shit.
it was basically like a re-reveal trailer.
Yeah.
yeah, it was really strange.
Yeah.
And he
Like,
just
he wasn't
pours
even
lava on the
doing
orcs,
anything.
like, and he's like,
Jeff
"These
could have cut
hobbits
that
is-"
He was in the weirdest area.
I like his voice.
Yeah,
Slinking
I
around
think-
the
I
top
think the
of
voice was
cave.
well done. But like,
yeah, I was gonna say I think this might be the first time we're hearing his voice.
I think so.
Otherwise,
I can't believe you're telling me there's gameplay.
Yeah, no, there is. And the gameplay looks
And what do you do?
somewhat
Like,
interesting.
pickpocket people?
And you kill them, and you're like
you kill them?
yeah, you kill orcs
like,
and stuff. I
bash
think, yeah,
people
like,
over the head
I
with
think so.
Dude.
I mean,
what else is Gollum gonna do?
Yeah. Which one's Smeagol and which Gollum's the bad one, right? I always get
How do you get that?
Misa wants these.
How do you
Listen,
confuse
I
that?
haven't watched Lord of the Rings in a while, but I do love those movies. I'm sorry.
Telltale's making an Expanse game. That's crazy.
Yeah, that is really weird.
Oh well,
Like, we didn't see Wolf Among Us 2. They released.
isn't that
released-
finishing The Expanse? Like very
Yes.
close. So that
So they
interesting.
released a statement about the fact that like we're working on the Wolf Among Us 2. We know.
Yeah.
We know that's what you want
Is
to see.
The Expanse like
but
a
we
good
didn't.
show?
I hear
I
it's
feel
really
I
good.
keep seeing
So
hype
it
about
was
it.
on
People say, like,
Sci-Fi,
watch it.
got canceled. Amazon picked it up.
Right.
It's
Right.
funny. Like I guess
Which
I've been.
means that
it
it
had to
might
have-
have potential to be a good show.
No,
It's got
absolutely.
picked up again.
Right.
Like people say, like if you like the sci-fi.
Yeah,
stuff.
but I was kind of like, oh, like Telltale, we're gonna see Wolf Among Us 2, and I have no interest in the Expanse. I'm not gonna play this game.
I'm not
but
gonna go watch
I guess
The
somebody's
Expanse,
jazzed up about that.
I'm jazzed up about the Wolf
Could be
Among Us.
sick.
That's for sure. I love that's my favorite Telltale game.
So there was that Victorian era fantasy game Nightingale. I don't know if anyone has anything to say about that, but
I have no
I
idea.
like if that is at some point like free to play or on PS Plus, I'll try it.
it looks cool from an aesthetic perspective. But
Yeah.
other than that,
Yeah.
Cuphead. We finally got the release date for the delicious last course. June 30th. Phil Nicosia.
went fucking
losing it,
nuts. Yeah.
at this home.
Well, rightfully so. It's a fucking awesome game.
What do we think about Dune's Spice Wars?
I think that makes sense for that world, like that you would make that game. I'm not
kinda cool.
excited for.
I'm
I think
like,
it's cool,
that's
but like,
cool.
no, I think
Give
it's.
me an RPG.
So
I was gonna say
it is
that would
it is
interest
a
me
real-time
much more.
strategy with 4X elements. What does that mean? Oh,
it
meaning
like 4D, like
explore,
Star Trek?
expand, exploit, and exterminate. That's what that means.
Just give me an
Interesting.
RPG.
That sounds kind of cool. Dune's like game,
I think
you know?
that world absolutely works for that type of game, but yes, I would like to see an RPG.
Just let me like pick like
a house to start. Like, I don't know, something
how
like.
cool would that be? Like
Yeah,
Harry
I think
Potter,
there's-
like a Harry Potter game, but Dune.
Yeah,
And then I can like get lost.
I can
in
just
the
get
desert
high
and,
on
like,
spice all the time.
do
It
the
would be
spice.
so much fun.
I can ride the spice trucks and then like get out in the desert. Yeah.
I watched that again the other week. I really enjoyed that movie.
What if we just all started singing it?
Oh my god.
Yeah, I'm with Tom on this
And
one.
the last reveal of the show, we didn't really go. I don't think we went in order. But the last reveal of the show was that Matrix Unreal 5
Hi,
experience.
I'm Keanu Reeves.
John played it. Tom played a little bit of it. Me and Trio didn't have time before the cast.
I
it
appreciate
cool
Keanu's enthusiasm
what?
though.
It's fucking cool.
Okay,
It's fucking cool.
John.
Yeah, it's cool. It gets kind of weird. Like, it starts out with Keanu like live action, and then like, and then they like
goes into
Yeah,
game.
and
And
they
then-
go back and forth
yeah, it like
because they're trying to trick you.
yeah, they're trying to trick you, but it's like clearly obvious when they
Yeah.
switch. And
You aren't
Yeah,
fooling
it's very
anyone.
Who
obvious.
can even tell?
And
Keanu, I
like,
get it.
Honestly,
But it's good.
The fact,
but-
yeah, like it looks good,
yeah,
but like
so-
I wish they didn't try and fool me because like
it made
didn't-
it just so apparent.
It didn't look as good as I wanted it to. Like it loaded up and it was real Keanu, and I'm like, holy shit,
mean-
is this Unreal 5? And then it's like, oh no.
and then he's like, "What am I?" And then he switches, and he's like, "Well,
wait.
now you're clearly."
Wait,
Yeah.
this is actually the movie.
But-
Honestly, I mean, honestly, everything outside of like the cityscape, just like the lighting of like the buildings and the look really good.
Yeah, and I will say like when they switch to like the actual Matrix bit, like they kind of take apart from like the second Matrix movie.
Yeah.
And they're in the car like it's like a highway chase, and it's young Keanu and young Carrie-Anne Moss, and that looks good.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, like they both. I mean, they both have the sunglasses on.
But in my opinion, like
Does she
I don't know,
say-
something just like the last
does she
of Us
go,
2 like looks better.
Dodge this.
Well, I
Just
I
because I
agree.
think probably just they made more. They took longer to make it.
Yeah, like the like a game like The Last of Us, like they actually. I mean, it's an actual game.
Yes.
This is literally just like the tech
Yeah, it's
with
just a-
no.
Yeah.
Like
No like
I-
real love put into it. They
Yeah,
just made
I-
it real quick to like.
It's
show
a
people.
it's a tech demo.
Yeah.
in a lot
Yeah,
of
yeah,
but
yeah.
like with something. Yeah,
But that's what I'm saying. Like the cityscape and like the lighting
That
and
all
the fact
looks
that I can
amazing,
like
yeah.
move the sun around, take pictures, like focus the aperture in photo mode. That's all so sick. Like
Yeah.
it literally just looks like a real city.
Yeah, the engine just like
Yeah.
like by default, which is like what this is. Like the potential
It's
is
so
unbelievable.
Like the fact that like that teams might not even really need lighting departments anymore, and they can just like let the engine do it.
Yeah.
It's just so cool.
that is insane. I mean, Unreal. Like, so this is really a much bigger leap from like we had 3 to 4.
Yeah.
and then this is a way bigger leap than that. Would you
like
say?
Fucking, it's pretty fucking.
Yeah,
huge.
yeah, for sure.
For me it's tougher to say, just because like looking back, I know like Arkham Knight was Unreal 3.
really.
Outlast 2 was Unreal 3.
That reads more Unreal. Whereas like Arkham Knight, I feel like that still
What was
looks
made in
really
Kingdom
well,
Hearts 3
really
was in
good.
Unreal 4.
Yeah, like
I'm trying to think of anything else.
Days
off the top of my head.
Gone is Unreal 4.
Okay.
yeah,
And that's like one of the ones.
I
that
think
stood out
Unreal
to me.
5 just looks like really impressive.
Unreal 4
I'm
and Days
excited
Gone,
to see a
like-
lot of games in that.
I really want to see Days Gone 2 in Unreal 5.
Yeah,
yeah,
we'll,
like
we'll see
just
about
the
that.
the tech in Unreal 5. Not
Yeah, like the nanite tech and stuff.
Yeah,
Just
like-
the way the textures, like they just keep getting. More
I
detailed.
kept zooming in
Yeah.
on just like the asphalt.
It's really impressive.
Like you
Yeah.
you get as close as you can to the ground, and it's like real.
You know, that's
It
something.
looks- it
that's
looks
something
wild.
I feel like I did a lot in PT. Is zoom in on shit
Yeah.
like water.
like look at the detail. Yeah.
like PT has so much detail and like that.
This demo has the same kind of aesthetic as PT, where it's just like it's very photo real.
Speaking of PT, I'm hyped to see Kojima's game next year. Just saying.
See what it is.
Yeah.
And did you like how Guillermo del Toro mentioned Silent Hill when he was talking?
Oh, did he?
That was either a real snide comment or he knows something.
What did he say?
Again, I did not.
He said I would love to see Silent Hill come back, but who knows?
Oh fuck.
And we had a game that was kind of like,
Silent Hill.
dude, I wonder if he knows anything. I mean, like it's kind of hard
He's
to say.
probably like in it if like.
No way. He said he would never work on games again after Silent Hill or Silent Hills and PT, the whole thing. But yeah, Kojima released a trailer or like debuted a trailer for his movie, but Kojima said he will be at the Game Awards next year, so that means we are going to get his new game next year for sure.
Like it's gonna be released next year.
No,
No,
it's gonna be, he's
we're
gonna
gonna know
reveal
what
it.
it finally is.
Yeah.
And I guess just kind of real quick, we're at the end. My ass is killing me. I'm
Mine
hungry.
is literally yeah.
Let's get a hunger check here. You know.
I mean, I'm gonna order Domino's on the
can
way
eat some
home because I'm so hungry.
Yeah. No. What did you think should have been there that wasn't? And my thing is, we should have saw that Breath of the Wild sequel. A lot of absence of Nintendo in general from this.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did
And
they
not
show-
that I want to
Does
see
that
that.
have any trailers out yet or anything?
One. Yeah.
Right. And
mean-
what was it? Just like a cinematic?
No, well they did have the cinematic and then they did a gameplay thing.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
Does it have gameplay?
What?
No.
Breath of the Wild 2?
Yeah.
Yeah, full blown gameplay trailer.
Really?
Yeah.
So maybe that's why they didn't do it.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. Anything?
Anything broken?
No, we're good.
No. Anything else that maybe you would have wanted to seen tonight or anything?
I mean, I guess
Or
like
last night?
Uncharted.
I would have
5.
loved to see some gameplay of Starfield. That was like my my like Hail
keep-
Mary.
keep-
Even just
dreaming.
even a little clip would have been cool.
Something,
Like
yeah.
just like getting out of the ship.
I wonder
Yeah.
if Todd was there.
Probably.
I mean,
who knows?
Pete Hines was.
You know, I haven't
Well,
talked
they
to him
had
in a
that
few
thing.
weeks, but I bet he was. No.
Yeah. I'll talk to Todd.
I'm good friends with Todd.
Yeah, I mean I still want to see Hogwarts.
Yeah, that was a weird one.
That was
back
definitely
to.
one I'm kind of, in retrospect, I'm very
That one's got
surprised.
to be getting close to being.
Well, didn't they say
like,
Q1 of next year? It got delayed from.
Nah, I got delayed.
Well, that's I
don't
thought
know
would have
what
got
it is.
delayed. Okay.
I
Yeah,
don't
I really don't have any idea.
And then
Which
Colin
reminds-
Moriarty was like kind of leaked the Bioshock
Oh yeah.
details,
yeah.
and
That'll
I
be
was
cool.
like, we might see Bioshock at the Game Awards. That'd be huge.
I thought that was leaked like way before. Was he the one that like put that? I thought I was seeing like stories on that before.
He's the only one I've heard talk about it.
I saw stuff on it before that. At least before I listened to P.S.
that
I
it's
Love
called
You.
Immortals, and it's in
Yeah.
1960s Antarctica, and it's called Borealis, the city, or whatever.
Interesting.
Then there was another one
Maybe
that
it'll
I
be
was
like the
seeing that it
thing.
was like in space too. So I don't know. Like I'm curious. I don't know. There's a few rumors.
Well, maybe you can go to the space. Maybe.
Where do you
maybe go
think
back and forth?
we get, if we ever get it, for God's sakes? I don't even know how big of fans you guys are of this series, but a Grand Theft Auto 6 announcement. Like whenever it
where
does
does it
happen,
happen?
I think
where does
the,
that
um,
happen?
It happens on a Tuesday at 7:00 in the
and it's just
in the
and they're
evening.
just putting it out. Yeah, I
Yeah,
agree.
maybe, or maybe like closer to like E3 area.
But they're so anti E3.
Really?
Yeah,
Rockstar.
Rockstar does not.
They
play
play-
that
they
ball.
play on their own
Maybe
terms.
they'll do it before it to like
But
kill
here-
get all the buzz.
Here's the thing about Rockstar. We're under new management with them.
No, I'm
know?
worried.
Yeah.
I really just even with the way they've abandoned, like they've just completely abandoned Red Dead Online now, and like apparently like they.
Have you been playing?
No, not really.
Wow,
it's really
that says a
that's
lot.
not good. Like, and
Yeah.
it's, and Dan Houser's gone.
Yeah.
Like the how
And the other,
I
who's
think,
the other guy does the radio? Laszlo.
Yeah, Laszlo. Got, so like I don't know. I'm hoping the story and stuff is already good for. And I'd assume that was the first
you
thing they
you know
ironed
what
out.
like the rumor is, right?
Yeah, it's like so the last one I saw was like you're a cartel leader and like you're following the like.
I didn't even see that one.
Oh,
The-
really?
The rumor that I know of is that it's supposedly like just a full blown Vice City like remake, basically, where you have Miami, the Everglades, and you get like Jamaica and Cuba, and you
So
can
I
actually,
did see the
drug
Vegas. Yeah. So
yeah, you can like drug run cocaine across the ocean.
the ones I saw is that it takes place in Vice City. You travel to Los Santos and you also travel to Liberty City. And apparently it's
That would be
supposed to
fucking
follow.
sick.
And the idea is you're supposed to follow this drug lord as from the 80s to the 2000s
That'd be
as they kind of
really
rise up
cool.
through like the ranks
But
and
yeah,
stuff
and
like
they said
that.
other stuff like the car is basically like the horse in Red Dead, so you have like your car is an actual character this time.
That makes
basically.
sense, yeah,
fully
it was like,
customizable. You don't
keep
have
your
any more-
weapons in that?
Yeah, you don't
Yeah,
have any more
yeah.
weapon wheel. It's all in the trunk of your car, so you have to pop the trunk and like pull a shotgun out and like go kill.
Which
people.
makes sense, yeah.
You can put on bulletproof vests. It's like an armor system.
Unnecessarily immersive. I love it.
I know.
I mean,
I
if it's-
really
if it's-
like.
I
Red
do
Dead for
feel like
doing that.
Rockstar, they know how to walk that line.
I'm the guy who
but we'll
loves the
see.
fucking slow animations in Red Dead. So
Oh,
if
I
they
love
give me
Red
like,
Dead.
if they give me like close to that, but make it a little bit faster, like GTA,
I think they absolutely.
that'd be so cool.
I don't think they'll go as to that degree with
like-
GTA, but I think there will definitely
right,
be
like as
touches.
in, like Red Dead, that you would like open the trunk and like show them like putting the thing.
Yeah, you can
on,
check your- yeah.
But like in this, it'd be like
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
that'd be so cool.
I agree.
Yeah,
That does it.
That does it.
they should have had.
I'm a
Uncharted
bit
5
pooped.
there.
Yeah.
Let's go eat.
Guys, thank you so much if you've been watching with us live for this very long edition of the Delco Nerd
Been a
Network
while
podcast.
since we've done it.
It's been a while.
I mean, we did 2 long ones in a row.
Absolutely. But guys, thank you so much for watching live with us. You can find this podcast everywhere podcasts are found. Just search Delco Nerd Network. We have a Facebook page. We have all the social media pages. We're at Delco Nerds on there. We have a fun email address, delconerds@gmail.com. You can email us with your comments, questions, or concerns. We'll be happy to get back to you. We have a Discord channel as well. You know, you can come and talk very fun things like the Game Awards and that with a bunch of cool and fun people. Thank you again to Emma for this amazing table. Can't stress that enough. The House of Me. Check her out on Instagram. Guys, Jon, Tom, thank you guys so much. I don't know why I know your name. It was one of those. I'm like, it's on. I know it. Why can't I say it?
Call me
Tom,
Nathan Drake.
Gooch, guys, for them, I've been Trio. Thanks for watching. Stay nerdy, and we will see you next time.